through the roof, especially with the Faramist Netherrealm. So the carry can just stay close to get out. Kacha should be fine as well. Stay close a few. And it's going to be tricky for Blacklist to eke one out here, unless they really take full control of the map.
Key battle spells on these heroes. Take note, ladies and gentlemen, as we throw into the bout, it's Ingan and Naisu calling the action.
And thank you so much, Rockhart Leo. Break it down. Laughing in analysis. Us two here on the desk.
To Mobile
Sometimes you just gotta go with what works. Welcome to the game at number 1. First match of the day here, playoffs day number 2. FCAP versus Blacklist International. What we saw yesterday, man, very impressive from Blacklist. I think a lot of people, if you guys missed it, they performed out of their minds. Ingan, how are we feeling about the lineups here?
You know, I gotta agree with the panel again. It's hard to execute what Blacklist is up to, especially when Super Marco the Bulletproof. You all know in terms of KDA, Super Marco's up to par when it comes to KDA with Haji, because he's bulletproof, but at the same time, he can dish out the damage. But Lord James going right after Flap DZ early on, forcing Blacklist to engage there. They want to go for an early kill, as Ogun trying to protect Flap DZ with a Revitalize, though they might bring him down. He has to flicker out, and Lord James' aggression will pay off. They will get the first blood.
Already, you know? Hey, some people said, you know, oh, hold on, I think they're still engaging. Perks.
Okay, they want to go for the counter attack. Here comes the Shadow Stampede for El Capitan Few, but it's not going to be enough, though, as Kyle TC has to walk away, and Lord JM playing out of his mind already. A double kill early on, make it 3, as MP the King picks up the kill.
Man, this is a whole lot happening here under the 2-minute mark right now. I mean, we're talking about a good respective lead. Early game leading into that first objective in just a bit here. And with those kills, 2 being on Lord JM, that's great for the lane matchup. You know, this is an R-Lot pick. He just gets that level 4. He's got a nice lead against Flap TZ. So this makes things really, I guess, comfortable for Blacklist in the early portion of the game. We'll see if FCAP actually wants to respond to this and how they do that. But, you know, this team fighting, the skirmish is already happening, are really favoring Blacklist here.
And imagine the first turtle just spawned. Already 3 kills for Blacklist, 1.3k gold lead. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
So for sure, this game will be action-packed as 4 agents are securing here the turtle. Flap TZ and Ogre just trying to survey the scene, trying to disrupt Blacklist as they will secure an uncontested turtle.
The other upside of this lineup from Blacklist International is just the fact that, you know, you have this Lo Yi here. Haji's running the Warcry Emblem, and that's why also those early skirmishes, you know, when he was able to get the interactions off, like that extra damage does play a part, and it's hard to fight those early fights with a Lo Yi across from you. Now, later on, once those diversion plays come in handy, you know, that's where you really kind of keep FCAP wondering, like, where are we going to come through from that diversion play?
Yeah.
It's tough to deal with. Look at that early damage already.
Yeah, it's really going to boil down to the execution of our mid laners. Haji and Few, they have at least the most important ultimates for their respective teams. Few with the Netherrealm, Haji with the diversion. And we've seen, oh, wait a minute, okay, they want to go for more Blacklist, forcing Oakwood to cast that AOG. And going back to my point, remember the time when Haji and MP the King paired up the Luyi with a Hayabusa, and they were just going crazy with the macro? That's when Blacklist International's momentum started.
Back in the regular season, right?
Back in the regular season,
It's funny because, like, a lot of people, when they were watching Blacklist International through the regular season, I think a lot of people had a lot of things to say about them.
A lot.
You know, because there was a time, too, with Blacklist International in regular season where they were trying different, like, lineups, like lineup iterations, and then they eventually found the best. Here's a diversion, though.
Oh, gonna make sure Super Marco doesn't have a good time here, even forcing out this flicker. But in the end, we'll bring him down. So that was a way worth it trade for Blacklist, a diversion for the life of Super Marco.
Yep, that's what I was talking about, man. The diversion plays are going to be pretty an obstacle for FCAP to overcome. Now, with the lineup that they have here, too, they're really hoping that, you know, late game is where they can shine and they can utilize, especially the carry pick, you know, with Super Marco, even though he's already gotten taken down.
Yeah.
That pressure is going to be continuous there, though. So for FCAP, they've got to be able to kind of protect Super Marco, allow the late game to happen, because, hang on, the way things are going right now, like, I don't know if FCAP's going to get there. This second turtle for the taking, too, and
yeah,
Blacklist might either look for a pickoff or just start it up.
Because ideally, the plan for Falcons AP Bren is of course late game insurance Super Marco with the carry. But Kyle TZ was supposed to be dominating early game with the Suyu pick, and so far we've seen Suyu dominate early games. We've seen it with Andoryu. We've seen it with Carl TZ. So far, not a good start for Falcons AP Brent because of the unexpected aggression Blacklist is showing as MP the King and the rest of Blacklist works on Flap TZ and Open once again as they will bring him down. Flap TZ has to go with the split. A Perks pops his Revitalize. Okay, now Flap TZ still working on Lord J, and Perks goes in with a glorious pathway with MP the King as well.
Oh.
Flap TZ quite tanky, but will he be able to sustain it? Here comes the Nether Realm, but they're just gonna break it right away, bringing down two. MP is still alive. Deal with the next target, and look at Lord JM. 5-0-2. Man, it sucks that the Alamat Awards just ended because this guy, one of the most improved players for the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a good point because a lot of people were talking smack on Lord JM
A lot.
through the regular season. But man, we're going to look at the replay here. He's trying to make a play in mid. I don't think that's going to result into much. But looking at this replay brought to us by Infinix, this was great. Final slash, able to find multiple members after the Nether Realm was even used. And then they go in, continue collapse in. So just a huge lead right now for Blacklist. And a lot of this early on snowballed already into this point of the game. You know, that mid-game where you're really just seeing how strong the fighting composition is. And the great thing about this for MP the King especially is this makes your job as a Ling so much easier. Like, you can just do what you need, roam around the map, focus on, you know, these objectives if you need to. But ultimately, the power spike right now for Blacklist International is just so massive that FCAP is going to have to really, like, slow things down. And by slow things down, I mean just not die. You know, like, they don't want to go into a fight because they're going to be outgunned and outmaneuvered right now. And OHAB hasn't even really had to be part of these fights, obviously.
Yeah, he's just literally going on the laning phase with Super Marco, having his own mini game up top. And Blacklist, what do you expect? No one could have predicted this. An 8-0 start coming into game number 1 up against Falcons AP Brand, the reigning, defending world champions back in M5. 5.4k gold lead already. And I do agree with your point. MP the King, right? Okay, they're going to send out someone there. It's going to be Lord JM at a diversion, and they're just going to wait, but I think they're going to spot out Oakwood. They're going to be able to burst him down, though. 4 members of the Bees are here. Perks might be in trouble. To the Shadow Stampede will catch him. Flap TZ goes in as well, and the clash will stop there. And okay, going back to MP the King. He's having such a good time because during the regular season, we would always see MP the King struggling because enemies would tend to invade his purple buff, but this time 3-0-3 start. Not even minding whatever clash is happening right now, just focusing on the macro for MP the King.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, they're just gonna have kind of an easy time right now. Third turtle, I would be surprised if FCAP really wants to press into this and contest it. It looks like, you know, they're kind of getting angled for this. And we'll see if they actually do it, but it looks like not. 3 for 3 now on the turtles, as it should. Again, FCAP really just needs to get to the late game here. I think we have to talk about how can they get to this game. Oh, hold on.
Okay.
They sent him. Oh, they're displaced
I
again.
think Ogwin knows.
Ogwin has to. He spotted that bush earlier, but oh man, if he walks into that.
Okay. He still has the AOG. He still can't escape here, but he's getting bursted down, and Perks will pick up the kill. A fast burst, a fast rotation, fast play for Blacklist, and MP the King works on Kyle TZ. He's gonna get stunned though. Tempest of Blade will be casted. He has to walk away because of the tower damage. Kyle TZ pops his 3rd skill. He's chasing after him. Super Marco as well, but MP the King will remain alive. Oh, wait.
Hold on.
Wait, go to the bottom lane, please. Gonna see. Okay.
He got out.
MP the King got out.
He's fine. Blacklist goes and swings it forward, gets a turret up top. Tier 2 now. Down there, just Oheb having the gold lane experience, pretty much doing what he wants to do, farms up. He hasn't really even shown just yet, but look at this. He's already got the Feather of Heaven Starlium Scythe locked in, working next on the 3rd item, most likely Holy Crystal. He's got a little defense physically. Hold on, mid lane.
Okay, we're gonna watch for Lord J. Okay, Final Slash goes in, as well as the Glorious Pathway. Netherrealm will be casted, but look at the damage coming in from Blacklist. They're gonna bring down 2. They don't have minions though. So they have to wait for it before they take down the mid lane turret, and Lord JM again, literally playing out of his mind. A 505 KDA. He's not part of just 1 kill all throughout Blacklist initiation.
This is just nearly for Blacklist in game one. This is basically a perfect game for them. You know, there's been no like window for FCAP really to respond. Now you can see, I was just saying that he was going to pick up the Holy Crystal. He gets it at almost or under the 10-minute mark. You know, with OHEB getting those last 2 kills, this is a great moment for them to get this Lord and possibly get multiple base turrets down, because I just think if FCAP even tries to defend with this lineup, they've got a Nether Realm, but it's going to be worked on so quickly because of the economic advantage and items and power that Blacklist has. So this is a free Lord for them. FCAP will have to pull something through to get an amazing defense, but it's going to be so difficult. Kyle Teasy picking up a Sky Piercer here too. Yeah, very, very interesting, right? They don't have any kills on the board. He picks up a Sky Piercer, wants to just get one of the items that he can, but they're going to try to hold this down. Lord JM, as tanky as can be on this R-Lot, now picking up Radiant Armor. But he's been pumping out the damage too, and that final slash, especially when the Nether Realm is popped, has been a crutch for FCAP to deal with. So right now they try to hold down these turrets. They're gonna have to wait for this Lord to march in. Diversion again, where they go.
Oh, they're gonna catch Kyle Teasy! Instantaneously bursts him down!
The timing.
Haji instincts ever since day number 1 has been phenomenal. We're gonna forget what he did game 3 against Omega, casting a skill with the Aurora onto that brush. That's why they found out where the diversion was and eventually swept Omega. And now the Lord is marching in. Lord JM catches 3 as the Lord is still there. They're gonna bring down 2. Next one, Flap. Ogwin manages to escape from the AOG, but they have to defend the push because 5 members of the agents are here with the Lord. Might be able to take game 1 as they bring down Marco. Kyle Teasy alone, and Blacklist will win game 1.
And ladies, this is Playoffs Blacklist. That was about as the best of a game you could get with the lineup that they had, the way they moved, the way they showed up as a team here. Just an absolute stomp in game 1.
The legacy of Blacklist continues to run some more memories as they take a phenomenal game 1 against the defending champions of F5.
Man, oh man, let's throw it over to the panel here to see what they have to say about game 1.
Something about Blacklist in the Season 14 playoffs makes everyone look inadequate. I'm gonna use that word.
I'm gonna use the word dumbfounded. I think people are becoming
Ready? So head on over.
they're gonna drafting my. Alright, Terizla seems like the play if you're Falcon safety Bren for Flap.
That or a lot of zoning.
Yeah, Phobius is banned. Even the glue is banned. They're forcing Flap into
Sun rises when I give the
That's sorry.
Wait, the Khalid too!
Even the Khalid, oh my goodness, man. What's Flap gonna use?
And there's a Lunox.
Oh, how about
Definitely
Lunox?
good against the Gatot, and then solid lane against the Harriet. What's Flap to pick here, Carl? Hey, maybe they can even swerve that Gatot.
I'll throw it over. Just try to survive then.
Not against.
Right? Gatot versus Khalid is like, one of those matchups where you don't really mind swapping out.
Yeah, but the only loss that Gatot has there is the Khalid just rotates much faster out.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, but no, it's a broken.
How can you be sure?
Because it's Lord James Arlott.
All right, right. That's true. Oh, okay.
Literally
Thank you
just
for that.
loading the game from game 1.
That's true. There is a Terizla.
Long-term storytelling. Rockhart just forecasted this, and this is the lineup. My only problem with Falcons AP Bren is lane to lane, they're kind of weak, but in a big team fight, nightmare.
Yes, they rely on the box of the literal real-world manipulation, the AOG, and of course the penalty zone. If one of those misses, their sustained damage is really bad.
So timing on a macro and micro scale are key for FCAP to succeed, to take us to 1-1. Else, Blacklist is going to match point.
Yeah. Blacklist could run away with this so quickly. Just disrupt the early phase rotation.
And that'll knock FCAP down in the lower bracket. But that's for later. For now, let's go into the match and throw it over to Jose and Jose.
Thank you very much, Leo Rockhart. It's me, Jose 1, and
Jose 2. I've
Jose
accepted
2.
my fate.
Welcome to
Welcome
Mobile
to
Legends.
game number 2 here in this series, best of 5. And like you guys just heard, if Blacklist International takes this lineup to another W, then they're match point already against FCAP. So we'll see. I mean, I agree with what the guys were saying over on the panel too. You know, they FCAP.
Owen though. Okay, he's
Good
gonna
finalist.
sustain that. Anyway, just the usual poke between two
Whoa.
laners, but another lantern flare. And it's gonna be a battle between Perks and Ogun, and they decide to disengage. It's not gonna be worth it though. As View goes in. Okay, will he be able to catch Haji though? Now he's gonna pick up View. Okay. Now it's a TKO. 2 TKOs for our 2 mid laners. And it's a matter of who's going to clear out the mid lane first.
Owen is still there, by the way. He's okay. Now he's got the level 2. I love this when games are like this. When in the early portion, like, you're literally limit testing each other, and that's exactly what happened in the mid lane. This happened in the previous game, too. But Blacklist International came out way ahead of those early skirmishes. So for FCAP, you know, if they can get some of these early kills, that'd be great for the lineup they brought to this table. And part of that, again, is what Rockhart said. Like, they have to play around the death box. By the death box means the real-world manipulation from View. They want to fight into that. If they can lock people down with a penalty zone and then follow through with that Zaman force is there, then there's so much fighting potential and power with FCAP's lineup. The problem is, again, lane to lane, you know, they're going to struggle for a little bit right now. They're trying to make a play up top.
They're going to go for Flaptizi. Flaptizi uses flicker. Mario Smith, though, will save him. Quite tanky here as Perks goes in with a quick sand guard. Ogun is now here. Okay, so no casualties yet so far. So in terms of team fights, yeah, I do agree. You can expect Falcons AP Brett to really dominate. They have a lot of engage and for counter engages. But for Blacklist, in terms of rotation, you can expect them to be fast and go for those isolated pickoffs, especially with the kit that they have from Lord JM and Perks. And of course, you can expect Blacklist to really go for early game contention, like what Haji is doing again with you, because of the presence of the Khalid that we know in the first 5 minutes will be a menace in the opposing team's jungle. And MP the King again will secure an uncontested turtle.
All right, Blacklist getting the objective, and this is one of the hard parts about dealing with a Jushin across from you. You see how much zoning potential, even early on, that's already there.
Yeah, especially in the hands of Haji.
Oh no. Perks just giving some information. He's got that. Ogun will keep him at bay, locking him down, of course. Waiting for that level 4 too. Once, you know, the problem before that first turtle take was the fact that just FCAP didn't have the ultimates that they were looking for. They weren't level 4, but they might look to fight for this.
Okay, speaking of fight, Flaptizi goes after 3 with a raging Sandstorm counter attack coming in from Black. There, manipulation coming in from View as they bring down MP the King. Now Kyle Teasy wants to go for more. Going right after Lord James as he flickers out and saves himself. 1 casualty only for Blacklist.
Good shot there from Kyle Teasy with the Queller. Able to get a kill. That's what he needed too. Again, this is part of the whole game plan when you have a Suyo on your lineup. You need to be able to kind of control the early game, right? He's one of those scaling up and very momentum-based assassins in the jungle, and he's got to do that. He's only got the Fury Hammer right now, so still working on his first item. There's the Hunter Strike. So he does lock that in. So this could help, of course, because he's going to be looking to set the pace, you know, against MP the King. And we see Alpha picked up so much now in the current meta. Oakland, he's going to get dragged.
Lantern Flare, okay. He might be able to sustain this though. But 3 members are trying to burst him down as Haji brings him up once again to feed him to Oheb. And a counterattack from Falcons AP Brin up top. This time, they're not going to let Lord JM dominate like what he did during Game 1 as the Game 1 MVP.
Yeah, a lot more, you know, just aggressive, I would say, this time around from FCAP, looking for picks if they can, even if they have to trade around the map, you know, and Oheb does lock in a ton of extra gold that he's able to get that first item locked in. So he's got the Holy Crystal now, and that's where also, when you have a Lunox here early on, the power spike is going to be there. And it's definitely a huge threat to the damage department.
Yeah, especially in the laning stages of the game, early game. You could expect the Lunox to really be ahead versus a Harith. So right now, Falcons AP Brand, they really need to manage the early game potential that Blacklist could give.
Whoa,
like what they're doing right now. Kyle Teasy has to walk away as Oheb here dangerously low. There's going to be a turtle clash finally because 5 members are here as OHEB will recall home. It's going to be an outnumbered match for Blacklist. Falcons AP Brent still holding on. Flap TZ goes in. Plus Ogwen's AOG. They're really targeting Lord JM here. Plus the real manipulation coming in from View. Lord JM manages to do a final slash counter attack for Blacklist as they bring down Flap TZ. Next man is Ogwen. Lord JM. MP will fall. Perks as well. Haji forced to back away as OHEB is now in the picture. A 4-4-2 Dragon View goes in and brings down Haji.
That fight was so good because there was an initiation from FCAP, there was a response from Blacklist, and you thought they were going to win that team fight, and then all of a sudden FCAP's like, no, I'd win, and they end up winning that team fight. So they get an objective, they get a ton of extra gold through it, and that's a good transition for them now at this point.
Falcons AP Brent prior to that clash, Kyle TZ targeted OHEB, forcing OHEB to recall. That's why when the clash happened, Blacklist was outnumbered. OHEB wasn't there, even though Lord JM was able to kind of out-sustain the damage of Falcons AP Brent to be able to cast the final slash, serving him up to perks for that Raging Sandstorm. They lacked the damage because the Filipino sniper wasn't there. But imagine it would be a different story if OHEB was there. So those are the little things Falcons AP Brent continue to do. They're not just thinking about the big picture. Even though they have huge ultimates, they're thinking about the things that they need to do before they go in for the clash, like what Blacklist doing right now. Kyle TZ goes in for second kill and will be taken down by 3 members as Lord JM survives.
I'm surprised he was able to get away, with that, but good response. There's got to be something for Blacklist International to do after, that build is building up here for FCAP in the lead, in terms of the lead. And so if they can find some of these wins across the map or whatever they can find, even if it's just objectively some of the turrets, get some space to work around, OHEB could be in trouble.
Oh, OHEB's in trouble. Okay, he has the order in Brilliant with Owen trying to chase after him as Perks force needs to hit Raging Sandstorm to save the Filipino sniper. Kyle TZ picking up a Blade of Heptases this time. So in terms of damage, you can expect Kyle TZ to be more aggressive now. I believe the first item he picked up was a Hunter Strike, right?
Yeah,
first.
Okay. Yeah, now he's got the Blade.
Okay.
He's got the Blade of Heptases now, second item locked in. And, that's what's surprising. I know by this time a lot of people have seen the Suyo games. That second skill, man, that Soul Sever hurts. So now they locked in, this Blade of Heptases too, depending on how he approaches some of these fights.
Oh, Perks forced to use that flicker. Now he only has the Raging Sandstorm. He doesn't have the Raging Sandstorm yet. Has used a quick Sand Guard. Falcons AP Brent making quick work of the second turtle, not giving a chance for MP the King anymore. And I think Perks wants to go in for the clash. Okay, Falcons AP Brent redirecting their attention to MP the King. Will they be able to find him? Okay, they're just going to clear out the minions up top.
All right, so they got that. Right now at this point, FCAP comfortably ahead. They got a lead. They're building up on it. So for Blacklist International, we have to look at what's coming up here. That's that Lord fight. Because if they don't actually have a fight before then they've got enough time to go ahead and get to where they need to be. Part of that is, again, OHEB. He does.
Okay, Haji used the flicker to walk away to win. We'll miss the AOG. It's going to be a matter of setup. So Blacklist continue to engage. They have 4 members up against 4 as well. Haji goes in for the recall. And okay, so the thing is, for Falcons AP Brent, they got what they wanted. An early game start. And if you have a Suyo in your team and you got the early game, chances are you're winning the game because of the fact that you can get neutral objectives a huge advantage solely because of your second skill and retribution combination. We've been talking about this yesterday. So at this point, if Falcons AP Brent continue to dominate, play it safe, play it disciplined enough, that they don't even need to go for those over-aggressive plays. The only thing that could beat Falcons AP Brent right now is if they make a really, aggressive play that Blacklist manages to turn it around.
If we're going to talk about turning things around for Blacklist International, it's all the itemization, right? The fact that they're down a few thousand gold, they can go ahead and try to catch up the best they can. It's good. Glowing One, Holy Crystal, and OHEB. He's going to be a big part of the damage profile later on. The biggest thing, though, too, is, again, counter-playing into the real-world manipulation that FCAP's going to be looking to set up. We've seen him do it multiple times now at this point. And so for Blacklist International, this is crucial because realistically, all this comes down to these objective fights. The Lord that's going to be up here in just a second. And even if they have a great initiation, they still got to withstand, fighting into that box or possibly escaping it once it's set up and then re-engaging. That might be the best course of action here for Blacklist. So Lord is up. You can already see it. They're getting set up here. Interesting there. Sky Piercer is going to be picked up by Haji. on this Jushin. So they set up for around the space around the Lord here. FCAP, what's Blacklist going to do? What are they going to look for here to deal with this? They do push him off a little bit. Kyle TZ trying to join this part of the map.
Oh, a catch for Lord JM, serving it up to the Raging Sandstorm of Perks as they bring down Theo and Owen. Flapteasy forced to use the penalty zone to go in right after 3. Order brilliant coming in from Oheb as they bring down Flapteasy as well. But they're going to counterattack with a kill onto MP the King. So there's no jungler for Blacklist. Falcons AP Brand lost 3, but they have Kyle TZ. What's the play here for both of these teams?
Well, the play right now, I mean, you're down 1-2. Kyle TZ will go ahead and bring up with a Lord, though. MP is down for another 15, so there's no Lord going to be taken. It's too quick of a death timer, but you saw that little window of hope. Hold on, Kyle.
Hey, they go in right after Kyle TZ commits the final slash, but he's able to escape. The mobility of the Suyu is just unmatched as AOG casted by Ogwin to bring down Perks, and now the advantage is on to Falcons AP Bren.
What an escape from Kyle TZ. I didn't think he would actually be able to get out. Even with the mobility of Asuyo, that was still a great escape, and now this is probably going to give them a chance at taking this Lord here. The fact that Perks is down unless MP wants to go in and contest this.
Can take a lot of miracle for MP the King as he's getting zoned out by the 2 tankies here. So Falcons AP Brent, soft reset for the Lord. It's trying to go for Lord JM. He's going to fall down in the hands of Super Marco. In exchange for Ogwin, though, it's going to be a 4-on-4. A hard reset on the Lord as Haji goes in with the Crimson Beacon plus the Lantern Flare going to be taken down by Kyle TZ as Perks, though, trying to zone out Few. A 2-for-1 trade in favor of Falcons AP Brent.
This is definitely their Lord here. There's nothing that Perks can really do. MP is just going to go grab his orange. FCAP definitely playing different than what we saw in game 1. I don't think they liked that. They didn't like that score from game 1, and they came out ready to play for game 2. Quick adjustments, and that's going to be the Lord now finally secured for FCAP. And now Blacklist will have to be on the defense here. Even when you look at it, man, like despite the difference in gold and everything else, like Oheb, luckily he hasn't gone down, but you know, they still have to fight into setup potential. They're going to be on the defense in the base.
Yeah.
They can go ahead, utilize the amount of utility they have. Blacklist has a ton of utility, even if they go ahead and just try to clear the waves and not really fight this one, but just try to withstand it. But it looks like they have something else up their sleeve.
Actually, whoa. Flapteasy goes in right after 5 flickers out.
Whoa.
A bit too deep there for the finals MVP of M5. And now the Falcons AP Brand, they do still have the lead, 3.7k. They still have the Lord. And okay, this is what I was pertaining to. It's hard to go up against a Suyu if they dominate the early game. But if Falcons AP Brand continue to make these kinds of risky plays and Blacklist punishes them, Blacklist again can still defend and continue to extend the game and might even win game number 2 as they work on the Lord up top.
Man, I don't know. With that just last play of Flap going down, I don't know if they're even going to get to the base turrets with this unless Blacklist is actually able to keep them completely off it. Right now, it looks like that wave's still pushing in top. FCAP's going to go ahead and take their time with this too. So still respecting the fact that, you know, Blacklist has the capability of being able to fight and win some of these fights even. And MP the King picks up a Radiant Armor. He's going to get a little more tanky. He's got to be, because he and Lord JM are going to be looking to fight the front side most of these fights. And then Perks, you know, if he can get a great Raging Sandstorm off, then that will set them up for the fight. Oheb now, though, too, getting another item locked in here. Not the wings, but FCAP, they'll get the tier 2s. Still, that mid turret is up, tier 2 and mid turret, but I think they're happy with that. Again, the first Lord, they'll get in a position in about a minute here. But I think even if Blacklist can find a pick off, this is going to give them a huge chance to take the next objective, swing things in their favor. This 4K lead right now doesn't mean too much, because when you're looking at the way these team fights are going, Blacklist is still in a good position, and you're seeing how fast they can actually take someone down from FCAP if they're a little overextended, if they're a little too pressured on this enemy side of the map right now. So even for the purple, you know, they gotta at least put some pressure.
Yeah, but I do agree with what you mentioned a while ago, that in terms of Git, Blacklist needs to utilize whatever they have. But with Falcons AP Friends lineup again, they have 3 major ultimates that could be used aggressively in team fights and even for just pickoffs if they wanna, if they manage to find the proper target. Because as the game progresses, these kinds of ultimates becomes more more valuable, becomes more vital to your success. And with that case, Falcons AP Brand, they do have a lot more kit, a lot more AoE crowd control that could be used, especially when it comes to the Lord dances. So Blacklist right now, they actually are pressured to get the pickoffs, maybe set up by Haji or by Perks or by Lord JM. Because if you're gonna go up against the lineup of Falcons AP Brand towards this Lord 5v5, regardless of what happens, you still have the Suyu that has a huge advantage when it comes to the Retribution second skill, again, when securing neutral objectives.
Yeah, the Suyo is great, especially in this part of the game, but he does tend to fall off the longer this game goes, and it'll get definitely more difficult for FCAP to go ahead and continue doing what they're doing around, fighting this. But always the advantage is again, the real-world manipulation around the Lord pit. Anytime you come around, we're talking about these objective takes. That's one of the great things about the Eve pick, and why teams still like to go for it. So you can see some of these more defensive items being locked in by Blacklist. Haji picking up that brute force, so now they work into this. They're going to look for a setup, and you can see the positioning here. Part of this, again, is Lord JM. If he can get that final slash they're looking for and they get an immediate kill, that'll be huge. There it is already. The seal being used. But
Clock is ticking for Blacklist.
finds it out.
There's a huge slow push ensuing onto the bottom lane. Falcons AP Brent can extend this Lord Dance and force a reaction from Blacklist, or they can go ahead and try to burst it down. Okay, they're gonna make Blacklist react. So Lord JM goes in with the final slash, connecting onto Tuple, the Raging Sandstorm. A lot of immortalities being popped here. Flaps easy counterattack for the final. A penalty zone. Lord JM, MVP the King. Perch goes down. Goodbye. Haji is the only one left. A beautiful initiation by Blacklist, but there you said it. Falcons AP Brand, they have a lot of kit to re-engage. They have the economy lead. Haji with the Crimson Beacon out. Will he be able to defend this though? There are a lot of minions up against 4 members. Look at Super Marco pushing with his Salmon Force. They're clearing out the minions. Haji has no more chance to defend this, and we will go to a game number 3 because it's 1-1.
FCAP, huge adjustment in game number 1. Want to bring the series 1-1 for now. This is 5. They showed up for this one. Big adjustments, good play this time around. Blacklist showed some fight, man. Even in that last fight, they utilized that final slash that I was talking about, but unfortunately, not enough.
It's a 5-game series. I forgot.
Yeah, I was like, we're going to a game 3 no matter what. Hey, guys,
Yes,
so,
sir.
hey, let's go ahead and throw it over to Rock Hard Lino. See if they're also excited that we have a game 3 upon us.
Right.
Like in the latter phase of the draft. But here, they're very honest about it. Yeah, we're going to own the early game. We're going to try to roam as early as we can. And they close up with a Faramis.
Yep.
It's a go signal. It's a green light because there's no Valentina.
Yeah. And you don't expect the Valentina here. Not to mention, you can ban it out if you really want to deny the Netherrealm.
Yeah, but there is a Vexana already. So
Yeah.
never mind.
Cannot. Unless you're gonna go for Valentina jungle, which no one was gonna do. Plus, there's a Fanny already. Beautiful move here, coming in from Blacklist.
There's Edith. Again, the punish in the Valentina's not here, so she's still a good hero. It's a little tight for the Edith.
At least still getting banned out. People still thinking about her.
She gets her respect.
Yeah, get some of those leathers.
So here's the Nolan band, of course, which closes down.
Choose my own.
You know what, Rockart? This has got to be a Harith or a Lunox band.
Coming this last one for FCAP.
Against
Yeah.
OHEB, yeah.
Know that once OHEB gets into comfort mode, he's just automatic. He just does what needs to be done. So you're right. Just try to remove that. Try to remove as much comfort from OHEB as possible. Me personally, I would have done free marksman ban, free gold lane bans here if I was FCAP. But you know what? They're trying to cover their bases. Love the high-low ban, so I won't complain.
You just had to stand the high loss.
Had to.
This is so much. All right, what's the call?
For honor.
You.
It's the Take Reel instead. They're allowing any of them, and they're still open to the fact that maybe this Khalid ain't going to be Rome. Phew. On his longevity, as long as anyone believes in me, I will keep playing. I'm going to show him that their trust is not going to waste. That's
Aw.
a statement he made. I mean, paraphrased and translated for philstar.com.
As long as someone believes, any single person believes in me.
I believe it.
That's like such an anime protagonist thing to say.
Yep.
Love it.
I mean,
He is. he is an
he's
anime
a living
protagonist.
legend. He's a protagonist. Like, name me anyone who hates Pew.
Nah,
Nobody.
Nobody hates
Nobody.
you. Anyone in the comment section who does that, we're gonna have to talk.
Here's a count check for Khalid.
Hope stands
One
with
per side, and there's the show, which telegraphs the Khalid going to the XP.
Yeah, you were looking for it. There's a show.
You gotta pick someone to catch the fan, you know?
That's true. Again, that's a pitfall that some teams have actually fallen for. Completely disrespecting the fan, saying, you know what? Yeah, we don't care. We're not gonna pick a goofer. No need for Kaja. No need for Cho.
Rock on you, Melissa, here to mess up the Fanamis. Do you mail? Or is it too dangerous?
Melissa can get kind of just two-shot by the, what do you call this?
So you?
The Suyo. So
But you can go away. You protect yourself.
you can go away for sure. So it's up to Super Marco.
Does he
How
have
confident is
Melissa?
he? Melissa's the safe route. Honestly, I don't know if they're gonna go Brody.
Dexter.
It's Claude.
Claude.
All right.
Well, it does the same. I mean, Blazing Duet and the Ruby. That's an XP lane Ruby if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, same with Melissa. You want to Blazing Duet into the Netherrealm
Yep.
and just make sure that your teammates can fight through that shield.
Now what's Oheb the pick? He has anything from a Lunox to a Harith.
To an Alice.
You can Alice if you like. I like the Ruby pick because it very specifically messes up the Suyu.
And it denies it for OM.
Yep, as a mobile jungler. And
Yeah.
then the Cho and the Khalid. Like, it just stands there.
Really good, really good. That's a reactionary pick, but it works for the slot, so why not? Lunox is looking like really good, but the Harif, of course. As usual, we'll forget about the Harif.
Because again, you're reading into the Khalid XP, so you put the hero that can just mess up that quick sand guard.
Okay, Harif is pretty good. I'll say, you know what, Blacklist drafted a pretty solid lineup.
It's a
Pretty few holes on it.
It's a good team fighting lineup.
Yeah. And for FCAP, they kind of need to pull up some extra movements to make this lineup work. Specifically, keep the Fanny alive and make sure that the Fanny can get away with the early game.
And of course, Few. Like, you gotta protect Few. He's the most immobile member of that lineup. Luckily, he's got a flicker on it. I don't know if that's enough. You think that's enough?
That's true. I don't know if that's enough because the thing is, it's going to be very crucial. It's going to be dependent on the setup.
Enough yapping. Let's throw it over to our casters to bring us the action for Game 3.
And now it's time for our time to yap. I agree. I'm on that train too. There's no few haters out there.
Welcome to
Player,
Mobile
the guy
Legends.
is a idol of all, I would
Kids.
say. Not just kids, man.
Oh, okay.
Adults as well.
All his fans are now adult, like me. I'm an adult.
You are an adult, Ivan. You know what? Now, for this game, when we look at the lineups that are for game number 3, I like both of them because they also solve the issue that maybe some of them had in game 1, game 2. I feel like FCAP at this point just doesn't want to talk about game. Whoa, little JM. Okay, he is quite low. Good response coming up here from FCAP.
As they try to work on perks as well. Okay, so now the thing is for Blacklist, they know that Kyle TZ has his Fanny, so there's this temptation,
What's the
especially that
temptation?
they have the Cho and the Khalid,
Yeah.
to invade early on. Not just to, steal the orange or purple buff, but just to really try and delay and disrupt the farming pattern of Kyle TZ and give a lot of information for MP the King, especially because it aids the early game of Suyu if he has a lot of information gathered by perks.
Yeah, and I think that's why you have to. I mean, anytime you obviously have the Fanny on the lineup, you've got to kind of take care of it, take care of the buffs, make sure, all those boxes are checked so that Kyle TZ can do what he needs to do. And that's really just scale out of his mind and then just be, a Beyblade of damage.
Beyblade.
Oh, right. This is exactly what I was talking about. So, hey, first blood going to the hands of Kyle TZ there.
Okay.
You can already see it.
So right now, You know that Kyle TZ wants to... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, they're going right after Flap TZ.
There he is.
Early on, but Kyle TZ swings in with the cables onto Mpl King. Might be able to bring him down, and Few will take him down. That's 2 kills for Falcons AP Brent. So this is a good start for Kyle TZ because the last time that we saw Kyle TZ, now they're going to work on the Turtle first. 2 members of the agents are here working on Lord JM. They're going to bring it down once again. Few picks up his 2nd kill. And they're not going to start yet the Turtle because Kyle TZ has to go back.
Yeah, they at least delayed the turtle being taken here, but FCAP finding quite a few kills this early in the game can help them scale up, especially Few. You know, we were just talking about Few and how he is going to be scaling really well. Now the fact that he got 2 early kills on this, you know, you play into your power spike and the fact that you also have this Eternal Guard and good damage to kind of deal. No one's going to get the Eternal just yet. Looks like, you know, Kyle TZ wants to get both buffs, but it'll be Blacklist that starts it up and goes for this. Good flicker out.
Good flicker out for a Few and a good catch from Ogwin. Haji with another up trying to save Perks. But Flap TZ goes in from the backline. AOG will be casted but will be evaded by Perks. And Suyu, Mpl King gets the Turtle as Blacklist tries to disengage.
Good effort once again. Blacklist, really what they're trying to do there is just kind of cause that distraction, allowing Mpl King to get the objective, and they do just that. When you're falling behind a little bit in the early game, that's really what you got to do. You know, your team has to come together. You have to be able to get the objectives once they're for the taking here and kind of slow down that momentum that was being built up from FCAP. So taking a look at the items too real quick. No first items locked in just yet. Flap. First one.
Pops is revitalize. Gonna out-sustain the damage coming in from Mpl King as Ogwen and Kyle TZ goes in. Well, he tried to go for the engage. He's gonna be disciplined enough not to get tempted by getting those extra kills as it forces out the reaction from Blacklist. Now Perks will just really give a lot of information to Mpl King by trying to camp out in the jungle of Kyle TZ.
Yeah, this is the thing. Anytime you have that Cho locked in, man, like you have to be going, providing the vision, mid lane.
Good catch there for Ogwen. That was one of the most obvious catches that we know is going to happen, but it still amazes us.
Yeah.
And it gets a kill onto Haji.
Whew, that's really tough to deal with when you have that much burst, you know, because that's one of the great things about having a Fanny. Like, you don't know, or against it, you don't know if it's going to show up or not. And so that's the call signal that goes. Kyle TZ shows up in the mid lane. And what I was going to say about Perks is he's got to be able to find vision, provide that, but also keep tabs on Kyle TZ. And then you're going for pickoffs, right? Like you're trying to get the pickoff potential here because you have the Cho. Maybe even sometimes it's just to disengage though. And with the way things are going right now, FCAP will continue to find some of these wins across the map. But Blacklist is doing a good job at, despite the momentum, hole again.
Gonna catch Perks. Was popping the ultimate of Few onto Perks, but Perks manages to survive. That's a good initiation from Falcons AP Brent, forcing out Blacklist. Okay, 2 ults, but Perks is still here. They want to go right after Kyle TZ. Lord Jim goes in with a raging sandstorm, but Kyle TZ answers right back when it cuts both onto Perks. Turtle will be slain. And now the clash will disengage. Mpl King is still alive here. A 1-for-none trade. And Blacklist still got the Turtle.
Yeah, you gotta give it up. Mpl King, despite all that chaos, goes in, gets the Turtle. Those were 2 pretty big ultimates, though, used earlier on against Perks before the Turtle was actually committed to. So, like I said, Blacklist will try to find what they can. Keep things steady at this point. Oheb farming up.
Wow. Oheb going up against 3. But that might be just too deep because Flap TZ was there with the taunt. And they're going to shut down the Filipino sniper. Haji wanted to go right after Ogwen with the Ghost Bursters. Flap TZ Super Marco continuing to work onto Haji. Okay, Flap TZ goes in up against 3 Perks with the kick. But they're going to be able to survive that though. No trade for Blacklist that time.
Yeah, no trade. Flap there just the whole time on this. Got a Kacha as well, so he's going to be, you know, causing a lot of issues when he's just roaming around with everybody else. And you can see how tanky he is, plus the Revitalize when they have that available, so trying to hold it down. There's still some good pushing, of course, happening from Lord JM. Not sure if he continues. He's going to cut that wave. There's the jump.
IOG, I am offended. There's literally no escape for Perks. During that time, got bursted down by the hands of Few. And again, a beautiful pick off there from Falcons AP Brent. In the last 2 or 3 minutes, they got Perks to twice.
Yeah, I feel like he's having a difficult time. I think especially for Cho, it's hard because you're trying to provide that vision, but then sometimes when you get so crowd controlled, thrown up into the air, whether that's Avatar the Guardian or the Eternal Guard, you only got a flicker, and you have the, of course, like you can get out of some of the crowd control, if you can know, but it's still, when it's layered properly, and that's what FCAP's been doing every time. Perks' job is so difficult here.
Oh, beautiful catch once again. But first manages to escape. Here comes the Jin Kun dual flicker combination. Gonna catch two, but no follow-up yet from the agents. Turtle hasn't been started yet. Falcons AP Brand has a 1.9k gold lead. Now the story of game number 3 is that MP the King continuing to get these neutral objectives. Two turtles under his name. We'll see if that's the same result for this turtle take.
And they're gonna fight for it. Blacklist getting in position. Couple shots with Super Marco. Or Jam will heal back up. Now Perks, he's got the way of the dragon. No flicker though, so this is a little difficult as they force FCAP off the turtle. There's the jump though.
Oh,
Flap.
AOG. From Flap TZ as Kyle TZ gets the turtle, but Blacklist wants to counter him. Engage here. Here comes the Nether Realm with the Raging Sandstorm. They're going to bring down Flap TZ. Perks with the kick onto Super Marco, but Marco stays alive and bulletproof. As Falcons AP Brand need to retreat. Lord JM goes in right after Fihu and brings him down, but a killing spree coming in from Kyle TZ as he also brings down Haji.
Yeah, at least Blacklist will get something out of that. There was a response there too, though, but FCAP also got that turtle, so still, Blacklist will find those wins where they can, trying to get themselves to be in a fighting position for the Lord. You've only got the Starlium Scythe and the Feather Heaven right now for Oheb. He's got to go ahead and continue to farm up. He's not too far behind Super Marco, so that's okay, but you can see Super Marco's got the 2 items at B.
Okay, 1v1 to beat the 2 junglers, but Kalisi doesn't know that there are 2 members here, but still gets the kill onto MP the King. Now this is a different kind of Kyle TZ as Open continues to work on Oheb and Perk. Super Marco goes into the BMI. Flap TZ is here this time. He still has the AOG. Will they commit this overextension though? Okay, so Kyle TZ, if you could recall the last Fanny game of Kyle TZ, there were a lot of almost kills. I know he ended the game 1-0-4 despite his amazing heroics as Perks and Oheb trying to defend their tier 1 tower. Owen goes with an offended play, but Perks dashes out. Now going back to my point, Kyle TZ this time is a different beast. He ended that game, the last Fanny game, 1-0-4. They won.
Yeah.
Luckily because Super Marco was Super Marco, doing just Marco things. This time he's starting out strong, 4-0-2. Not a lot of almost kills because this time he gets the job done.
Gets the job done, but a lot of that too. Kyle TZ, again.
Oh, okay. Forcing out the salmon. Look at Flap TZ. That's a follow-up you want in your finals MVP. Good kill onto Oheb. AOG casted perfectly to bring down the Filipino sniper.
Before that all broke out, what I was going to say is, Kyle TZ, the reason why he's having this kind of game with the Fanny is because, again, his instincts are really good, but also just the vision that FCAP's providing him, whether that's Owen or even Flap, the fact that he's just been roaming around for the most part, is so pivotal to make this work. And this is going to be a difficult Lord. If Blacklist actually wants to contest this, it looks like they do. Half health right now. Lord JM a part of the fight as well. They're going to go and press it forward.
Oh, Open goes in, flicker in. Nether Realm coming in from Haji, who's going to get the Lord here. As Super Marco goes in with a blazing duet. MP still gets the Lord in exchange for Perks, and that was a well worth it trade for Blacklist.
Yeah, that's a trade for them. And even so, I got to say it, MP has been doing a good job at locking down the objectives with the Retribution, but for FCAP, they'll continue to at least get some turrets if they can. They got to deal with this. They'll clear it out really quickly. Their lineup's good for even on a defense if they end up there.
Yeah.
But this is a good step in the right direction for Blacklist. It's just how do they capitalize on this? Or is it just going to result into, merely nothing? They might get a turret, maybe the mid lane tier 1 if they can, but expect FCAP to hold on to as much as they can. Even so, Super Marco, he's at the point where, he can clear things really well with just the Blazing Duet. So finally, tier 1 top side will go down. Lord's already worked on. So Blacklist, what else can they take from this? And this is where, Ingan, we start to see that transition here where these gold laners are going to be also very crucial to this. You can see Super Marco. He's got the 3 items he needed. He's going to be working on the next. Oheb's still relatively doing good at farming up. Still working on the Holy Crystal, though. And I feel like once that comes online, then these objective fights could get a little dangerous for FCAP. if they fight into it, because again, NetherRealm is also going to be great. No matter how many times Haji dies, NetherRealm's value is always going to be playing a part in those fights.
Yeah, especially since we all know that Kyle DZ, once the clash starts, he'll go in late entry, but he's gonna lock onto Oheb, and Oheb alone. Might go for MP the King if ever there's Lord objectives, but we've seen this yesterday with a lot of Fanny plays, how Hayabusa plays where the jungler during a big clash just literally goes for the gold laner, then goes out, and that's their job. Their job's done. If they can go for more kills, great. But if they take out the first enemy priority first flop, Daisy goes in with the jump. Salmon Force will be casted by Oheb, and Perks with the kick. But Oheb's gonna fall down. View as well. The clash is still going. Kyle Daisy goes in for another kill, brings down Perks in exchange for Flap Daisy this time. Owen's still here. Super Marco as well goes in with a BMI, locks his target onto Haji, forcing Haji to walk away.
If only they were able to rotate a little bit faster and be part of that fight a little bit sooner, that would have been a easy pickings for Super Marco. But great play once again for Blacklist. Look at Kyle.
Kyle DZ knows. Okay, goes in for the cutthroat, but MP the King able to sustain that though. Luckily he was in his immortal state, wherein he has extra additional damage reduction, and with that play, he's still able to get his orange buff.
It's gonna be fine. But you can see, those windows for Blacklist International. They're there. The fighting potential is there as well. I think this still goes to it, you know. Perks has to be part of that equation where is he going to be able to get a pick off for them or at least get the kick in the right direction. You know, that's part of it. Sometimes that's what the game comes down to for these Tropics, because once you go in with initiation like the combination we're used to seeing.
Okay, beautiful Wintercrown play coming in from Super Marco. Will he be able to evade the potential death? He did. BMI out, goes in, finds the safety brand with the counter attack. How easy, swinging with his cable. Gonna bring down MP the King, says hello as well as Perks, and Lord JM has to retreat here. And you thought when Super Marco was in trouble, don't forget he's bulletproof.
He's bulletproof right now for this game, but man, that was a whole lot. Could have gone worse too for FCAP, but good sweep in, and now they're going to work on this Lord, MP the King. Jungle's still down for Blacklist International, so they're going to try to delay this the best they can. I don't know if they just want to give this up.
LTZ working on Lord JM. Quick Sandguard is there. And still no MP the King. A conceal coming in from Falcon's AP brand. Owen, will he be able to catch him with the I'm offended play? Flap TZ tries to zone out Perks. Here comes Haji. Okay, Kyle TZ gets the Lord. Might be able to take down Perks as well. Super Marco in the blazing duet. A double kill. NetherRealm coming in from Haji, but is it going to be enough though? Because Kyle TZ is here swinging with the cables. Plus the cutthroat to bring down Owen. Kyle TZ still alive. Owen catches him and brings down MP the King.
MP wanted to go for the Queller, but Ogwin's like, no, sir, you're not. I'll catch you. Again, it was a good attempt. Blacklist really was trying to delay that Lord. Just maybe another, couple seconds than MP, but it was unfortunate. They did not buy enough time. They tried even with the Raging Sandstorm from Lord JM, but FCAP played around that really well, and now they'll get a ton of turrets and space to work around this Lord. The Blacklist will go ahead and clear this one out. They're going to try to hold on to as many base turrets as they can, but it's whittled down already in the mid lane.
Super Marco manages to get another inhibitor down bottom. So one inhibitor turret left for Blacklist. They do have a turret up top, second tier turret. And Falcon's AP brand really just displaying how their chemistry has been building up all throughout the years. You've seen it, Kyle DZ, they're able to make him go crazy, 905 KDA, and the moments that you thought Kyle DZ or Super Marco was going to go down, Owen or Flap DZ is going to make a play to make sure to save their damage dealers.
Again, Flap just being that front side. Him and Ogwin both doing a ton of work for the front line of FCAP, whether that's going to be a taunt with the Unbreakable or a pull from Ogwin with the I'm Offended. Right now, that's such a big, obstacle to get over if you're Blacklist International. And why they're kind of just dealing with this. I mean, look how far Oheb has fallen behind. He was keeping up with Super Marco for the longest time, but of course with the kills that he's gotten for Super Marco, he's even got a winner's crown now. He's pretty much locked in. Malefic Roar too is what's really difficult. Again, Blacklist International, their tankiest guys up in the front side are just going to get, just deleted because of the fact that you have Super Marco unleashing with a Malefic Roar, has that armor penetration, and so you have to rely on a couple different things for Blacklist. If they actually decide to go in with Lord JM, this for the purple.
Salmon for supposed to conceal. Perks goes in with a cheat code
Lord
flicker
JM.
play. AOJ as well. Raging Sandstorm, all the ultimates being casted, but Ogun with a beautiful second kill to keep Blacklist there. Double kill coming in from Kyle TC. Now the chase is on to Lord JM.
Oh.
5 members of the Bees. Lord JM trying to keep on weaving, trying to buy enough time for the agents to at least extend the game, but Super Kyle is here with the cables. He's gonna miss him. Lord JM is
Come on, Lord JM.
Oh, he's still alive.
You can't catch this wave, buddy.
Serves his way out of harm's way.
Oh, man.
Oh, quick sand guard just to charge up once again and bought enough time for Blacklist. His perks will eventually respawn. MP the King has a beautiful position here, but gets spotted out by Flap TZ. Now Kyle TZ's mad. He wants to go right after Lord JM. That's the real Lord for Kyle. Lord JM, not the second Lord.
Lesson learned, guys. Don't chase a Khalid in your own games as well, because you're most likely not going to catch him or take him down. Oh, again, initiation, but looks like it's going to be a disengage. So still, Lord is up here. It's evolved now as well. They hold on to that one turret. Lord JM just being that guy right now.
All throughout that time, he hasn't recalled yet because of the quick sand guard.
Doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to.
He was born to be here and do this. That's, you know, that's what Khalid is for.
Surfs up. Literally. So now, Blacklist, they're going to want to contest for this Lord. Kyle TZ just working on the mid lane. Let's see who's going to get the catch first.
There it is, Conceal. They're holding it at the half health right now, though. I think they still want to be able to have that advantage, and that's what they're going to do. MP also, he's been on point for the retribution, so as long as he stays up, man, he might give Kyle a run for the money. And that's what FCAT's worried about, too. They want to be able to zone him out. Can't catch him with the Unbreakable. Goes over the wall. And now, quarter of the health.
Raging Sandstorm coming in from Lord James, trying to zone out the members of Falcons. AP Brent's going to be a retribution battle. He did do jungler snap, all of a sudden it's gone. This is an opening for Blacklist. The window keeps getting bigger and bigger for the agents as they also bring down Flap Teasy. Now Lord JM trying to keep Falcons AP Brent here. Super Marcus Immortality will be Poppy. Poppy's in fair fight just to walk away. Now they're working on Ogwin. They might be able to catch him though. Haji trying to chase him. They don't have minions and they do bring him down. The Filipino sniper will take down Ogwen, and Blacklist gets the Lord.
I don't know what it was, but maybe that journey around the map chasing Lord JM kind of tilted FCAP, because the game has been turned around for Blacklist International as now they march towards the base of FCAP.
It looks like what happened yesterday versus Omega, working on Super Marco. Kyle TZ this time is here. Wintercraft plays Super Marco, goes in with the blazing to Winter True, doing the best to clear out the minions. Match point for Blacklist.
Oh man, you see a game slip through your hands, and that's what it looks like. What a play, what a kick, what discipline as well from Blacklist International just as a team here.
Lord JM, MVP Lord JM, Lord JM MVP.
Yeah, oh man, Panel, Leo, Rockhart, what do you guys think about this one?
Safe to say, Blacklist is in your head. They live in your head rent-free, and one way or another, you will have to respond. Welcome back to the Infinite Game Tambayan. Let's talk about game number 3 and how for 95.
Stand opposite midnight and let's break down.
Well, I saw that coming, but the Rafaela this early. Last time we saw Rafaela, which was yesterday, game 3 against Smart Omega, it was in the last 2 picks.
It was a big haymaker. It was something that you really can't really plan for. This time around, they probably can.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, definitely this was blocks out the Eve.
Yeah. Now, their mid trio is secure here for Blacklist. I believe that's pretty solid. You can really work on that. Add maybe another wall and then another backline.
Yeah,
you're good.
there's a small chance that maybe this is an XP lane alpha, but no, knowing MP the King, knowing Blacklist, that's it.
Easy, I'll take it. And Blacklist is one team that's not known to disrupt what
Among the
works.
planes
What?
exists
Wait!
No way.
Did they made for?
Didn't we just talk about this before
Logic
the
out the
draft?
window. It happened yesterday. It's the same thing.
It's the same trap.
Sick.
Did they lose in that one?
Am I remembering wrong?
Didn't they even lose in that one?
I mean, it's a mechanical. Right? You have
Heels.
the prism, you have the crystal, and you just walk away with the heal. Yeah.
Yeah. There's not even a discussion, right?
Am I yield? Soon, man?
We might be.
Well, here's the Bruno ban, the combo to the Rafaela, and the
Alright.
Arlott to put into the real world manipulation.
It still feels like you have to go marksman here, so Carrie might be the one that you're looking for.
Yeah, carry Eve.
Yeah, Carrie can kind of just blast through the Gatot, blast through the Eve pretty quickly.
Oh, Rafaela. For sure, yeah, definitely.
100% it's going to be a marksman here for Blacklist.
So carry is good. Claude is good.
Yeah.
Although the Claude doesn't need the move speed boost.
Pretty good on its own.
Yeah.
Maybe that will open you up for the Rafaela to go other places.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, the Rafaela's gonna play role, man.
I mean, like go to other lanes.
Oh, help
and
other
help out
lanes.
other lanes. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there's the Moscow. I didn't think the Moscow was still left open. That's one good marksman right there.
Yeah.
So what does Falcons to do here? Do they take the carry?
Sand rises,
They take the Khalid!
Oh, Khalid on Rome again.
Yeah, likely. It was on the XP earlier.
When the body suffers,
So there's the Benedetta. Oh God! Blacklist is just gonna be in your face, man. They used this pick yesterday.
All right, what's a great marksman to play into an Eve Khalid lineup? Big
Yeah.
box again.
Someone with range, ideally. Ixia, the Ixia is
Ixia's
too much.
Pretty okay.
You don't have appeal though.
Beatrix,
Beatrix is safe.
you can kind of just walk around, dash around.
You have a dash, yeah.
But then again, if you get caught, yeah,
Beatrix Melissa.
Come on, Dexter.
it's caught. He goes for the safe route. I would do that as well.
Full on dive.
Yep.
So now they have all of the choices. It's gotta be a marksman though.
It's gotta
It's
be.
way too much magic damage.
So many considerations as well. You're thinking about, what if a Vendetta chases me? What if an Alpha dives onto me?
Yeah. What if the Zushin jumps in and
What?
starts to choke me out?
Yeah, hear me out, Mia.
What?
Because
We opened with the Mia yesterday. I mean, it's worked in other regions, yes.
no,
But
honestly, Lunox is the safest. If you're not gonna go marksman, Lunox or Alice is safe.
okay, so
Just so you don't die.
your damage profile is gonna be very
It's
magic.
spread out. Yeah, you're magic out.
Dead.
But there's the Clint. I guess an AP Brand pick.
Very unorthodox.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're ready for this. I don't think FCAP would ever bring out a draft that they are not 100% confident.
Went out with a long. That was a long discussion, by the way, on last pick. They
Sure.
really drew it out.
For sure. The Clint on Super Marco. Let's look at the numbers. It's not looking good for FCAP.
Feels like a band-aid, that last one. It's not optimal, but they can take team fights. They can take fights with Suyo.
Well, the last time we saw a Clint that said, I don't know, was on Kelra for Fanatic ONIC, and he won with that.
I guess. And ready to, again, we're always so ready to be proven kind of wrong here.
Oh, revitalized Benedict. It's a tank Benedetta.
Tam Benedetta with dominance eyes and everything, right?
All right, here we go. Blacklisted match point. Gentlemen, take us into the bout.
We'll head on into the bout, and it is high noon, says Super Marco. We'll find out.
Welcome to
if they can bring
Mobile
it to a game
Legends.
5. Man, that should have been theirs the last one, but great response from Blacklist International. And yes, gentlemen, Lord JM running the revitalized tanky Vendetta. We saw this recently, yesterday, but also from our old friend over at Diablo in Mpl Singapore. He loves to do this.
Yeah, so we can expect Lord JM to be a menace again, disrupting Falcons AP Brand's rotation, their plans. not necessarily go for the kills, but to do enough to force Falcons AP Brent to react to what Blacklist is doing. Because again, if you just tuned in, you missed a huge play. Lord JM with the Khalid chased after 4. There was even a Fanny from Kyle DZ, manages to escape. That actually made them win game number 3. That's why Blacklist is on match point now.
Yep, match point here at this point. But I have to kind of echo some of the thoughts here of the panel, because Rockhart and Leo made good points. I mean, even for Few to bring this Eve, your game plan throughout this game and everything else is kind of, it's more so like one-dimensional, where like you really need to be fighting around that real-world manipulation. That's what you're going for and everything. And yeah, even with Rockhart, what Rockhart said, like, I feel like Super Marco was almost in a position where he just ended up picking this Clint, and they got to make it work, because before the turtle breaks out.
Okay, they're going to try to make it work. Lord JM manages to escape. Flapteezy just goes in with a quick sand guard. That was 4 members of Blacklist trying to burst down Falcons AP Brent. So, okay, the last time that we saw a Clint, as the panel mentioned, was with Kelra. And Kelra shocked the world, proved the haters wrong, that Kelra is a good pick when push comes to shove.
Kelra's a good pick, or the Clint?
No, the Clint in Kelra's hands.
Kelra's always a good pick,
But
too.
what enabled Kelra, by the way, But what enabled Kelra to activate the Clint early on was a huge dominant start from King Kong. So that means Kyle Dizzy, if you really want to serve up Super Marco, eventually lead his power spike, he needs to step up and get those early game kills with the Suyo.
He does, and I guess, in a way, that's really what you are going for anytime you even have a Suyo in your draft, right? And I think that's why also for Blacklist International, they went with that whole, let's just kind of extend these team fights, let's go and heal through a lot of this, because they have the Rafaela. Not only that, but even the Revitalize will help them. And if they get to the later portion of the game, the amount of utility that they have, the amount of angles that Blacklist lineup can come from in a team fight or a skirmish is good enough to fight around the box. That's really what we're looking at here, because you're able to find your entry points for OHEB later on, especially with this sprint. Like, that alone will also make him kind of hard to catch and able to go and put pressure, even if Few just sets things up with the ultimate, if they decide to go that way.
Yeah, and actually, the Blacklist lineup right now is actually misleading. You'd think they lack crowd control, but what Perks have shown us yesterday when he picked up the Rafaela, I don't know if it was game 2 or game 3 up against Omega, but leading towards that game win, they had an amazing three times he popped his Holy Baptism setup for 3 crucial times towards the ending game. That's why they won. So Perks isn't going to be a defensive kind of Rafaela. He's going to look for those Holy Baptism plays for the setups.
Yeah, be a little aggressive here for Perks. It's funny, too, because, again, that last game, I was saying even throughout that, like, man, he hasn't found the kick he was looking for, and then at the end, he found it. Whoa, topside?
They're going to find Lord JM and pops his Revitalize and the Electro Final Blow just to walk away up against Flap TZ and Kyle TZ. So that's a resource down. When it comes to the second turtle, so Falcons AP Brand, okay, they know this idea, they have this information as they try to work on Lord JM again. And this is what we were saying a while ago. Lord JM, he's not going to go for those kills. He just really wants to disrupt the formation and the pattern of Falcons AP Brand.
He wants to, but right now he's just going to go up. They might have to give this up because of the fact of what FCAP just did. And it looks like they'll do just that. So Turtle for the taking here. FCAP will secure that one. And all that was played off the fact that they got those resources out from Lord JM. And so now it's up to Blacklist International to go ahead and try to play the map, find what they can. That's what Lord JM does. Get some extra gold in his pockets up here. Flap.
Forcing out the Raging Sandstorm. Hachi goes in with the Crimson Beacon. They want to go for Flap TZ, but Flap TZ with a quick Sand Guard. Gonna get picked up by Hachi. But the sustain is not there as he goes down. But Lord JM as well up against 3 members of the Bees.
Good trade. XP for XP. Duke it out with that, but that's what Lord JM had to do. So OHEB 2 at this point, he's just going to put pressure on that bottom side. Look how far they're pushing Super Marco off. Good damage, though.
The grenade bombardments and the quick recall coming in from Super Marco is just too much. MP the King dangerously low and brings him down. A few picks up the kill, but Blacklist answers by taking a turret down bottom.
Yeah, I'm not sure if, again, that was the call they were looking for. That Spear of Alpha didn't land, and But MP the King ends up saving Perks at least, but they do get a turret, so they convert that. You can see the gold between the gold laners. It's pulling ahead for Super Marco at this point. He's going to get the turret in response too. But everything else, everywhere else, except aside from Few, because he's got some of those early kills, they're getting that lead that they need, and they're building up for it. Lord JM got some extra gold ahead of Flap, but ultimately, it's nothing too crazy that Blacklist International cannot handle before the next objective. So really what you want to keep your eyes on is where is FCAP kind of putting the pressure? What are they looking to lock down? If that means even just battle spells or ultimates and not necessarily converting a kill, I would say FCAP's happy with that on just getting the 3-for-3 turtles and not even having to fight because, again, they have an advantage with the lineup that they have around objective takes, and Blacklist will always have to look at a way to go around it. The only question is, do they have enough firepower at this point? Mid-turret, tier 1. Look like Blacklist will just give up this third turtle here unless MP can do something, but it looks like he's going to be too late.
Cross map play for Blacklist as they try to go for Flap TZ at the tower again. Haji with a lantern flare, but Flap TZ remains unbothered. OHEB's going to successfully take down the turret, but okay, they're going to look for OHEB and they managed to find him. Rico! How many milliseconds left before OHEB saves himself, but Flap TZ, quick thinking, manages to find OHEB.
Yeah, good pickup there, too. And I mean, Haji flickering out to the other side of the bush. He's like, it's got to be one of us, man, So it ends up being him. FCAP will go ahead, still building up on that lead here. And so really, you're looking at the items. Do they have enough? Does Blacklist have enough to win some of these fights? And, not just yet. Endless Battle now picked up, too. By Super Marco, they want this tier 1 mid, but Lord JM continuously using that ultimate, the electric final blow, to clear out the minions. OHEB needs a little bit more time too. If you look at the main damage dealers, he needs time to build up because Super Marco with the Clint pick is hitting that damage spike way sooner. Look at that, already a couple shots only.
Okay, Lord Jen goes in trying to summon out 3 members of Falcon's AP Bren, and I do agree, not just a couple of times, OHEB needs a lot more time to farm up. And they can actually do this. This is like what happened during game number 3 where Falcon's AP Bren was in full control. Then 2 crucial plays rather. Turn things around for Blacklist. So right now, in terms of team fights, they can actually handle the damage that Falcon's AP Bren is going to give, especially when it comes to the late game. Because again, Perks has this Rafaela. Now the question is, will the setups connect for Falcon's AP Bren, for Flap and for Obit? Because if it doesn't, it might be a different story for the agents.
And that's the difficult part of it for Blacklist International is you're not really going to be the ones to initiate a fight. Unless for some reason MP the King ends up getting a Spear the Alpha setup. Perks does have the Holy Baptism, but earlier we were saying, what if he's a little more aggressive? Well, this time they've got to adjust to what the lead is doing for FCAP right now. So if he's going to do something now, he's got a flicker available, he's got the Holy Baptism, and they start up the Lord here. They're going to have to contest this one, it looks like. We'll see if they can pull it off. Half health right now on the Lord. FCAP in position. They'll take their time as well. And even with that Flask of the Oasis just being picked up here by Perks, that should help a little bit. But MP...
Oh, they're going to get bursted down. MP the King pops his Spear of Alpha just to walk away. It looks like Kyle TZ will secure this Lord. Flap TZ goes in with his own real world manipulation is here to bring down MP the King as well. Few picks up the kill. AOG going to connect onto no one. Blacklist was able to evade that. Now Open might fall down and has a 3 agents. That's a trade. Blacklist got. But Kyle TZ, Flap TZ going for the backline, cutting their exit route, working on Perks. Few is going to come here now. Flap TZ has to walk away because of the damage of Blacklist. So Falcon's AP Bren did a very good job of not just zoning out Blacklist, but also securing the Lord and getting a kill onto MP the King.
Yeah, even in that fight, Blacklist, the way that they played that, even with OHEB kind of breaking ankles and using the sprint to go the other way, I'm surprised no one else went down, because it could have been way worse, and they had the healing to prove it and sustain through that fight, but they still have to deal with this Lord push in, because FCAP, as hard as it is to get some of those kills because of just how, dynamic and how much mobility this lineup from Blacklist has, they're happy to just go ahead and take the objectives. They got the Lord, they can get these turrets, get to the base turrets and the Holy Shields down from this. So they're almost in a position where it's like, hey, Blacklist, you got to do something against us. Otherwise, we're just going to take all your turrets, and then we're going to take you to game 5. So Blacklist trying to hold on to what they can.
Kyle TZ goes in with the stun onto Lord JM, forcing out that electric final blow, but Lord JM remains alive. And now Falcons AP Brand, their minions are pushing, popping the holy shields. Blacklist needs to defend this. They're not going to lose any inhibitor turret. And I do agree with what you're saying. But wait, okay, here comes Lord JM, goes in with the electric final blow again onto Ogwen. Pops is revitalized. Here's comes the counter attack coming in from Flap TZ with a raging sandstorm. AOG gonna connect onto every single agent. But Oheb picks up the counter kill. Ogwen's gonna fall down.
And that's the thing, they might re-engage off of this FCAP on the retreat. They don't have Ogwen. And so that's the thing, you know, they want them to fight. FCAP with the lead that they have, but Blacklist, they're playing the sustain game. They're playing that, the fact that they have the heals and they can disengage if they need to and then hopefully re-engage, especially when the Revitalize alone is up from Lord JM. It does help with that whole thing. And really, again, it's all just a timer. Whoa!
Oh, the damage coming in from Kyle TZ might be too much as Flap TZ goes in with a raging sandstorm. Quick sand guard plus flicker combination to evade a potential death. Lord JM is gonna fall down. Heads up play there from Kyle TZ, charging up the Queller. Hit on Lord JM before he casted the elective final blow. That's why when the animation ended, Lord JM just went down.
Blacklist back to this, the form of just this Ube. They gotta stay together, stay around Perks, providing that speed and the healing, of course. And it's all, you're playing for Oheb here. You're allowing Oheb to get the farm that he needs to hopefully have that changing of blazing duet that will help them win a team fight. Haji picking up Skypiercer, win a crown 2 for MP the King as they want to prep up for this Lord Dance, this Lord Shuffle. They gotta get in position. MP the King's gotta be tanky enough too that he doesn't get picked off himself. Takes quite a bit of damage just from the Lord alone right now. So pressure, if they can, in the side lanes, Flap will have to deal with that. Neither team, though, I don't think wants to fully commit to this. They're going to have to kind of feel out the area, set things up, keep an eye on Few where he decides to set up the real-world manipulation. And so we'll have to see what angle is taken, either Lord JM or a fully stacked Oheb here. They might break out in the fight and force the health on the Lord.
The real world manipulation will be dropped down as Flap TZ Nova trying to zone out. Kyle TZ will get the Lord. Oheb goes in with a blazing duet. They might bring down Flap TZ there. Now the counter engage coming in from Blacklist. Lord JM making sure not to let Few go home. Hachi goes in with a Crimson Beacon, forcing Falcons AP Brent to retreat. Flap TZ for a Lord. I think Falcons AP Brent got what they wanted.
They got what they wanted, which was the Lord. At only the cost of Flap TZ, so Blacklist tried. Again, even despite them being behind, they are still trying to go for these fights, go for these objectives. They just unfortunately haven't found the right setup they're looking for. And even with that one, when Oheb went in with Blazing Duet, it wasn't exactly the best place to do it, only hitting Flap at the time. So they'll clear out this Lord. They might be able to hold on to these base turrets. They can keep things from getting too out of hand here. They're trying to keep the Lord from getting in that range. So FCAP will focus elsewhere, maybe the mid lane as soon as that wave's pushing in. They gotta respect the poke coming out though too. I like the final blow gonna be used from Lord JM. Now the mid wave pushing into the base, but so far so good. A sliver of health on that bottom turret. Super Marco will get this one with the shot, but Blacklist holds on to as much as they can. Turret finally goes down.
Successful turret takedown for Falcons AP Brand without committing a lot of resources and without suffering casualties. So that's a good sign for Falcons AP Brand. This game compared to the previous game isn't as flashy because of course there's no Fanny, but it shows the discipline of Falcons AP Brand and their mental resilience to take things slow even if, you know, fatigue's kicking in because this is a best of 5 series. They know that they have to play it safe. They can't go for those risky plays even if they have a 6.1k gold lead because again, they're putting a lot of respect to Black's counter engage. They have a lot of heals coming in from Perks. Lord JM, the revitalize works quite well. So right now, Falcons AP Brand, they're gonna do this by the book. If ever they get a pick off, they might force on inhibitor turret takedown, but ideally they would go for another Lord Dance.
Yeah, you can see this pressure on the buff of MP, just keeping it, because really there's nothing else for FCAP to really do at this point, unless they just wait for the Lord. At that point, they can wait for the Lord, force the fight, because you got to remember they're always wanting to fight around their strengths here with this lineup, which is just that Eve pick, the Eve pick alone, and real-world manipulation is what you want to do. So for Blacklist, that's the same story. You know, huddle up, stay together, farm up, get those last items locked in and hope that you're just ready to go by the time this Lord comes up. And so far, you know, that's why it's agreeable here. Inga, you said it, like, even with a lead that FCAP has, it doesn't matter really, because the lineups for Blacklist is able to go toe-to-toe with FCAP for the most part. But where it does start to change is once you get to this portion of the game, that late game where you do have some of the items being picked up, like the Immortalities, the Winter Crowns, the Wind of Natures being switched in, switched out, could change the cause of this. But the biggest thing, though, is the positioning for Blacklist. How do they utilize fighting or counter-fighting into what's going to be set up by Few here? That's always going to be the point of contention for them if they're able to pull it off. Super Marco now picking up that Wind of Nature. So you can see both XP laners too still staying down there, wanting to put some macro pressure around the map. And we'll see where Ogun goes into. Both the Revitalizers can play a part in this fight as they're both available. We still have Lord JM. Bottom side, half health on the Lord here. There's the setup.
Real world manipulation for Falcons AP Brand. They're going to work on this Lord. Okay, they're going to get the Lord there. Now they're trying to disengage AOG coming in from Owen. Oheb goes in with a blazing duet. They might be able to take down Flapteezy though, but Flapteezy flickers out. Now they're working on Ogun. Ogun still has his immortality though as Flapteezy goes in with a quick sand guard. Now Falcons AP Brand played this to perfection. They got the Lord, no casualties. Although they didn't go for the kills, it's a necessary thing to not lose any members of the Beast, because this Lord push, if you're complete, could end this right away and then force a Game 5 and eventually send Blacklist back into the lower bracket. The Falcons AP Bryn, okay, they need to play this to perfection again. A good push, not getting picked off before the Lord comes in, and looking at the items. Oheb already locked in. You have to respect the potential of a blazing duet connecting onto every single member, and plus the heals coming in from perks.
They'll approach the base here. Lord on the bottom side. The focus of FCAP top side. They're going to try to clear this out right now. Good clear though for Blacklist. Still working on it. Mid turret as well. Flap front side. FCAP can jump into the base too. Blacklist will work on the Lord. Next wave pushing in the mid. FCAP looking to take these turrets down. A couple of immortalities and defensive items available to them. But Blacklist still just healing through. A lot of even the poking coming through out of the outer edges. Right now, that top turret's going to be worked on.
Okay, they want to engage, they want to zone out Blacklist, they want to go for the inhibitor turret, and they will successfully break it down. Okay, goes in with Spear of Alpha, though they're working on the clash. The counter engage coming in from Falcons AP Brand as they get MP. The King Oheb goes in with the blazing duet. The killing spree coming in from Haji. Few's going to fall down. Flap Daisy though trying to soak up the damage. Lord JM on for the chase. They know that they can do it. Flap Daisy might fall down. Another kill coming in from Haji. Super Marco pops his Purify, but Lord JM making sure there's no escape for the bulletproof. Lord JM trying to cut off the exit route of Ogwin. It's just Ogwin and Kyle Teasy. The Falcons AP Brand, they can still defend this. They have a lot of minions. They have a lot of turrets.
They got a lot of space to work around with, but you got to give it up for Blacklist to stay together, to keep calm and a cool head. And now, this is the biggest switch in momentum that they have here.
Whoa. 7 seconds before Few comes in. Ogwin doing his best to work on the minions. Here comes the old Winter Crown also will be popped. Ogwin just trying to zone out the remaining members of Blacklist. AOG will be casted. A successful defense for Falcons AP Brand. But again, the determination, the resilience of Blacklist. Man.
And that's why I was saying, Inga, I was saying this minutes ago, it doesn't matter the type of gold lead that FCAP had. You saw it unfold there. Blacklist, with the items that they already locked in at this point of the game, you know, you're 19 minutes in, it's all about their positioning and the way they layered those entry points. Again, MP jumped in first, right? He got some response from FCAP, and then later, Oheb came in with a blazing duet, able to hit, you know, multiple members, and then the follow through even from Lord JM. So now they've got a little bit of an advantage here if they can work with it. FCAP, though, they're not going to want to just give this one up. Half health on the Lord. The fight.
They're going to pick up Ogwin. Ogwin doesn't have his Immortality. AOG, he'll be able to escape though. Few with the real world manipulation, but they're going for the backline, trying to force out Few. Flap TC, quick sand guard. Blacklist holding their ground, forcing Falcons AP Bren to retreat.
They're going to heal.
Oh, they might burst down the Lord though.
Gonna try to. FCAP. What do they do? There's the initiation.
And the King goes in for Flap Teasy. Flap Teasy, Immortality will be popped. He does
Flap.
figures out. Quick sand guard just to heal up. Here comes a counter initiation coming in from Falcons AP Bren. Okay, now they can engage.
Both revitalize already used. This is the push and pull we always talk about as close as an evolved Lord dance that we've seen here as it resets after reset.
Oh.
And FCAP getting in position again. They know Lord Jam's going to clear and handle that wave up top as they try to get an advantage here. No flicker available, just picking up the Divine Glaive. And now do they play into this? Once again, Lord Jam will be joining the fight. Revitalize almost available for Ogwin. And so they'll just reset, take their time, wait for all the ultimates and these battle spells to be back and available. Again, this is one of the upsides of having a Rafaela with you. The Flap and Lord Jam both their top side. Right now, neither team just wants to go just yet.
Look at Falcons AP Bren's lead. Almost non-existent. Haji has been doing a good job zoning out the members of the Beast. And with that previous clash, good play from Lord JM using the Electo final blow to reach where the source of the real world manipulation was coming from, which is Few. That's why Few had to flicker out, because if he didn't, this could be the end, the demise of Falcons AP Bren. And now Blacklist reacting to what Flap Teasy has been doing, sending out Haji and Oheb also to get the purple buff.
This is difficult too, because both the lineups, it's not like you're going to make a surprise play. You know,
There's no Lu Yi.
There's no Lu Yi. You're not going to just go ahead and appear somewhere. Lord JM just kind of putting pressure on that off lane to keep it there. And also, Flap's got to respond to it as they go ahead and start things up once again. They bought enough time for these battle spells to also be available. So we'll see if they punch it through. Again, one Revitalize can change the course of the fight. Mortality's here too. Fourth. Are they actually going to go for it? Is going to reset again. Probably one of the longer Lord fights we've seen throughout this season. And still FCAP respecting the fact real world manipulation set down. They don't have it.
Okay, no more real world manipulation for Falcons AP Bren.
Oh, this is toughing on here. You can see how much tension between both teams because of the fact that those are down, but they're going to fight it out.
Oh, I think they're committing onto Ogwin, popping a lot of ultimates. They're going to pop his Winter Crown. Flap Teasy has to go in with the Raging Sandstorm, trying to save Ogwin here. Empty the King's Immortality will also pop here. Will he be able to escape though? No casualties yet for both of these teams. This is a long Lord Dance.
We can call it a Lord Dance once again. It's no more a shuffle, but here's the fight.
Blazing Duet coming in from the Filipino Sniper, but counters out with the real world manipulation coming in from Phil. They have to walk away though. The agents are retreating. Falcons AP Bren still holding on to this Lord.
Oh, they're trying to heal through it. Lord JM had to clear the waves, but the Lord.
MP the King still here. Oh, they're working on MP Spear of Alpha. It's going to be a retribution battle. MP the King goes down. 3 agents as well. Falcons AP Bren got the Lord. A double for Kyle. Working on Oheb. His immortality will be popped and he'll be erased in the map as Kyle Teasy works on Lord JM. A payback for what Lord JM did in game number 3. And just like that, Falcons AP Bren will extend the series and we will go to a game number 5.
Talk about a Lord Dance, a Lord Number, whatever we want to call that, but that.
Expected it, Nana. I thought that we were getting it, but no, it's Angela.
There's the Angeling. Already 2 solid targets for the Hearthguard in the first phase alone. So how does Falcons AP Bren attack that?
First of all, I think they should just kind of remove most good goal laners. Oheb is going to be the prime pick here.
And Harris. And Nolan. Nathan
and Harris. Yeah, there you go. Other than that, everything else you can kind of just forego. You can just bypass here.
All right. Angela, besides Esmeralda, doesn't have like a real counter. Like she just is good. She's just good overall.
Yeah.
The only problem is Haji's gonna have to play from a position where his mechanics don't matter as much.
I think he's been there once or twice in his career, right?
Yeah.
So I think he can take it. But then again, you are talking about FCAP, so I feel like you have to be on your prime here if you really want to go toe-to-toe against Super Marco right now. And right now, it feels like FCAP does know the target here for Blacklist.
Join me.
They take out the Lunox, so it looks like both teams are indeed attacking the gold lane. Harrod's still up. You gonna let that through? I feel like Marco might just have a wee bit deeper hero pool, so he doesn't mind like playing the Clints.
He doesn't, yeah, exactly. He goes for the Clint in really good days. So, you know what? It's something that you can kind of just flex as a strength if you're FCAP. There you go, Harry. Go, perfect.
This might just be a Claude again.
It's the safe pick.
Yeah, so that's the Harith ban, folks, in the blank
It's not
blue
showing
box.
up yet, but yeah, that's Harry.
So now Blacklist has to pick. Rockart, I'm gonna go crazy if this is Matrix.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna lose it.
I think you will allow it. Anyone would allow it. Then yeah, Matrix just feels like, again, we've had multiple interviews where
Alice?
it's
That's too much.
he has history of Alice, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Season 7, season
That's right.
8,
Yeah.
right?
Kiss grants you immortality
Wait, who picked that?
or death.
Blacklist!
Blacklist, they do it!
Rockart, I hate it!
You know it!
I hate how I'm right!
Yeah!
Am I though?
It's not showing up, but I heard it.
Ah!
There it is!
Again, it's good.
Yeah,
right?
it's
It's
history
good.
with it.
Theoretically, it's good. Historically, it's good. But I'm worried it's too expensive.
It does feel like it. Ling and Alice in the same lineup.
And then you have a low impact mid laner in the Angela.
Angela. Oh no, I don't like it.
They're way clear. I'm gonna say it now. Outright sucks.
It might take.
If you're defending in your base, you can't rely on Angela to clear the way.
Yes.
The priestess.
And it will take maybe 12, 15 minutes before they can actually have the team back.
Oh no, there's the Edith and there's the carry. What's Blacklist to cover up with? Where is it?
That's Valerie. No, that's you, Sean.
That's the Yuzhong!
Wow, welcome.
That's 3 solid targets
Welcome
for
back.
Haji's Angela. Lord JM.
Pick a poison.
He's an impact player. He's playing the Yuzhong. He's gonna
Oh,
hunt
boy.
down that carry. He gonna make Super Marco give him his lunch money.
I love it you put it that way. But yes, I think money is going to be the biggest issue here for Blacklist. Not money literally, but gold, guys.
That's right.
You got to just bridge your way through 12 minutes.
All right, it's all in on this, folks. Yuzhong dusts himself off to come back for Game 5 in the decider. Who moves on through the upper bracket? Falcons AP Bren or Blacklist International? We are just a few moments away from the game beginning. Rockhart and Leo signing off for the last pre-game in this series as we throw over the Ingan and Naisu.
Thank you so much, Rockhart and Leo. And man, oh man, lunch money or not, we are
Welcome to
in
Mobile Legends.
for a game at number 5. I have no clue who's going to come out on top of this one. It's going to be FCAP or Blacklist International because I love both lineups. Hang on. What are you thinking here? How do you feel? The Yuzhong is up too.
A real throwback brought to us by Lord JM. Finally, the Dragon. We can finally say Black Dragon 4 once again. And this actually
minute.
complements his playstyle because the Benedetta a while ago, he was just literally, zoning out, trying to disrupt Falcons AP Bren. And what a better way to do it with a Black Dragon form.
Might as well. Again, there's so many good choices here, I guess you could say, for Haji to go ahead and use that hard guard. And, you want to get to that back line. Perk's taking a couple shots here. Of course, relying on some of that healing. Again, even the Revitalize is going to play a part in both. Or actually, it's just Black that has it. Oh, whoa.
Hey, they're committing a lot just to bring down MP the King. But Haji with the love wave will save MP. Now they're focusing their attention next onto Kyle, onto Perks. Kaltizi with the Queller.
Queller again. This time around, good pickoff there. Starting things early on for FCAP. And we all know what this does. I mean, the panel on actually both languages talk about how snowbally Suyo can be, and I'm sure for most of the viewers out there, you guys have seen this hero now time and time again throughout the last couple weeks. He's been available for competitive play. And so there's got to be a response, and that's why there was so much pressure put on MP the King as well, because that combo alone, the Angeling, can be devastating, especially in the early game once that hard guard's available. Haji doesn't have it just yet, and this turtle is up here. So we'll see. Again, he's not going to have it most likely for this fight.
Another catch from Ogwen onto Perks. Now Flap TZ going to cut off Perks' extra route there as Kyle TZ will get the turtle. MP the King goes in with the Tempest of Blades, trying to do something there. And I do agree, a lot of pressure is going to boil down to MP the King, because we all know the Alice, strong in the late game, scales up. But if MP the King doesn't manage to, make it past the mid game, the Alice pick won't be any use.
Look at this protection, too, that Blacklist International has to do continuously to go ahead and allow MP the King to get that purple buff at least. And so with that, the FCAP's going to play with the kind of lead that they built themselves, this kind of rotation that they're doing too. It's a nuisance. I mean, think about this. How many times do you have to deal with a Khalid and an Edith on your side of the jungle? Like, you're just like, guys, come on. This is part of it. Look at this MP.
Hands of a Flap TZ and Ogwen just working on 3 members. Hard guard is there for MP the King to make sure to take down Ogwen. Okay, Primal Ref casted here, Tempest of Blades as well, but Kyle TZ and Flap TZ is there to make sure to save Ogwen this time. Saving their roamer, as MP the King will safely get this orange buff.
I know Leo mentioned this, that it was going to be Blacklist International being like, give me your lunch money, but right now it feels like FCAP are the bullies on the playground. Like, they are just staying on this side of the jungle of Blacklist and continuously putting pressure and pressure and pressure, and it's up to Blacklist to answer and respond to this. You can see that too. Part of the items coming into place, Crows and Scythe locked in for Super Marco. Oheb went right for that Clock of Destiny, so he's got that. A little bit of extra magic resist too for Super Marco to deal with that Alice carry matchup. But right now, I'd say FCAP's done everything that they wanted to do. They continue to just play around their strengths, and Lord JM gets killed too off the camera here.
Off-cam kill there for few. Even when Haji's in the picture, he's going to get the pick off onto Lord JM. And again, I do agree with what you're saying. Falcons AP Bren are checking the boxes of what they need to do now. Flap TZ putting on work onto MP the King. MP the King will get his purple buff. Hard guard is there to ready to save MP. This time focusing their attention on the View. I thought they were chasing Flap TZ. Tempest of Blades will be there to bring down El Capitan View. Now MP the King wants to go for the payback. Flap TZ with a quick sand guard. But here comes the dragon. Yuzo working on Ogwen. Ogwen even with the Primal Wrath will be taken down by MP the King as Kyle TZ gets the turtle.
It's a trade, right? Yeah, turtles couldn't go in the hands of FCAP. Blacklist, though, is fighting back. Think about this. MP the King has dealt with so much bullying in his side of the jungle that at least through all this hard work, he's now got a couple of kills and looking to make some moves.
MP even using the retribution just to make sure they're going to catch on to Kyle TZ. Almost getting killed there by the Queller of Kyle. Now they're focusing their attention once again onto Perks. Going to get picked up in the Lantern Flare. He's going to fall down in the hands of Kyle. And another kill for Falcons.
And that's why this Jushin pick is so sought after. Again, even when you're playing against a Revitalize or a bunch of sustainability or these heroes that can get away, hey man, it's nothing that a Lantern Flare can't fix.
Yeah, that's why Haji's also been using the
both.
Jushin. Yeah. Both of them, they know the capabilities. Whenever someone, either of the mid laners does this, they're doing a great job of getting pickoffs. Even if Few doesn't have damage when it comes to the Lantern Flare, it does its job. It helps prevent Blacklist's aggression, even if they have perks with the Gatotancha that is really quite tanky.
Yeah.
He has to play it safe because so far he hasn't been crossing the river trying to gather information over Falcons AP Brent to help aid MP the King.
Like, look at this. Look at this setup here. Just whenever the purple buff is up, Blacklist knows, all right, we get in position, protect purple. Let MP the King continue to go ahead and farm up, scale up the way he needs to be. He hasn't gone down yet, so for the most part, Blacklist is fine. It's just, if they go 3 for 3 for turtles for FCAP, that's not the end of the world here for Blacklist. They can still go in, even when it comes down to the Lord fights, and hope that by that time, Oheb is where he needs to be. Again, he's still working. I think on that second item, he did have that Conquer Destiny pretty early on, but I think he rushed it. but eventually your lineup starts to shine towards the later portion of the game here for Blacklist. Right now, though, it looks like they want to go ahead and contest this. Martizi for the front side. Oakwood will join this too, at least forcing them back. Here we go.
Okay, they're gonna pick up Perks. Perks forces these to revitalize. Empty King goes in, plus the hard guard. Here comes Stefan to play the dragon as well. A lot of ultimates being casted. No precise target yet, but Owen will fall down and have the 5 members of Blacklist preventing Falcons AP Brent for going for the turtle.
They stopped that for now. Oakwood goes down, but Blacklist still has a lot of grounds to cover here.
Yeah.
Again, they're just going to go ahead and trade 3 for 3 turtles for FCAP. They wanted to look elsewhere across the map. They weren't really able to push in this turret on the top side just yet. But it might be those small things that Blacklist does that eventually gets them to a more even ground later on. Again, you're seeing it here. Purple buff is going to be up this time. Kyle Teasy, a part of this, wants to force MP the King into that. Oh, it looks like, yeah, it was taken from him. So no purple buff for MP. They try to hold on to this mid-turret just a couple shots away here.
Got that purple for Kyle Teasy. This might be the mid-game power spike of Falcons AP Brent to extend the lead more. They're doing a great job of making sure to control the minion waves. Because so far, they have no, Blacklist has no turret takedowns. The Super Marco works on the mid-lane turret to take it down. Slap TC getting a good decision here. Maybe they want to go for the initiation or just zone out Blacklist so Super Marco can make quick work with the bottleneck turret.
This is basically just FCAP going through that list of, chores that they have in a day in a game. It's like, all right, we got to do this. Now that's checked off. We go to the next. And because really, this was almost in a similar way where we saw a previous game where they wanted Blacklist to fight them, but if they didn't, if Blacklist was like, no, we don't want to fight yet, then FCAP will continue to just play that macro game and get what they need, farm up themselves, and then we find ourselves in what we saw earlier, where it was just, Lord shuffles for a bit, and then it was a full-on Lord dance breaking out here. So for Blacklist, with the lineups that they have, it's not like they can immediately fight unless they're able to actually find like a moment where they can collapse down with the hard guard and everything else. Maybe Lord JM's able to get that combo we used to see so often before when the Yuzhong was, more so picked or meta. But again, this is going to happen here time and time again.
Okay, another catch for Owen and Few on to Perks. Lander is there, forcing the Revitalizer. Not going to be able to pick up Perks there. No casualties just yet, but this might change because the first Lord has spawned. So, Blacklist case, there's a 4.4k gold lead on the opposing team. They can still go for the Retribution steal. Again, they have Haji with the Angela, so they can aid MP the King if ever he wants to go and try to contest for that Lord.
Okay, Lord is up here, but as we saw, purple buff was taken with that Retribution from Kyle Teasy. So they'll start things up. Good push into that tier 1 on the bottom side. Now they'll work on it. Half health on the Lord right now. Perks dealing with it. There's a conceal.
Okay, MP the King goes in with the Tempest of Blaze. That's the hard buff, but they got bursted down. Super Marco also goes down. Here comes the Black Dragon form. Has to retreat though as Perks trying to soak up the damage, but cannot out-sustain the damage of Falcon's AP. Brand counterattack coming in from Blacklist as they bring down Flap and Owen. Oheb has been activated, but a triple kill from Kyle Teasy. Flowing blood just to escape. A 3-for-4 trade. Falcons AP Brent gets 4 agents and might be able to take this Lord away.
Yeah, Oheb's not going to do that. Not against with Kyle Teasy there and you to help him out with the utility. So that is a Lord secured here for FCAP. You can see it though, Blacklist, just like the previous game, like they have some fight in them. It was unfortunate that even with the hard guard earlier on, MP the King just got obliterated. He was taken out so quickly.
Man,
that again, it's more so difficult on a Ling to be able to do this, especially when you don't have a purple. Like the purple's been taken. The past 3 purple buffs have been taken from MP the King?
Yeah, they're giving MP the King a very hard time despite the presence of the hard guard. And for a moment there, I didn't understand what you were saying because the fans are screaming.
Yeah,
it's so loud here.
They're erupting, man. I mean, both the teams here, I'm not sure, but what is sure is he's back. Welcome back, the Black Dragon. This is only the second time he's been picked up throughout the season here. Again, it's been a long time since we saw Yuzhong, and there was a time when he was picked up almost nearly every game.
Almost high contention rate each and every time as the Falcons AP Brent here. making use of their lord. They want to go and pop the energy shields of Blacklist. Blacklist makes quick work of the lord, saving all their inhibitor turrets so far. But again, the resilience of Blacklist can't be denied here. One setup from Lord JM with a jump and Purify can turn things around, even if Falcons AP Bren has an outstanding gold lead at 6.4.
All right, let's take a look at these items real quick. We're going to see if Blacklist is in a good position. You know, Oheb's down a little bit, but you saw that he did pump out some damage. He's got a Holy Crystal Starlium Scythe now, too. Even for MP, he's got himself the BOT and the Haas Claws here to help with some of that. You got cooldown reduction, of course, for Haji. But even this, you know, you have just a couple things for perks, but he's got the Athena Shield and Dominant Eye, so part of this all has to play in a part of, we got to get the Avatar of the Guardian off. They're going to fight for the purple again, though.
Oheb goes in with a flowing blood. MP the King as well goes for the backline after a few templates of play. Backtrack and forth, they're forcing every ultimate out just to catch Falcons AP. Brand Fuse going to fall down in exchange for MP the King. Now they're working on perks. A monster kill coming in from Kyle Teasy, but Oheb has the hard guard. Going to bring down Super Marco. Still working on Flap Teasy. Kyle Teasy on the chase. Oheb's going to be able to escape, but Haji though, does he have the hard guard to walk away? Kyle Teasy works in with a second skill. Owens chasing after him as well. And a godlike kill for Kyle Teasy at 7-0-3.
A massive game here for Kyle TZ right now, but still, FCAP has to respect what Blacklist is able to do and vice versa. And that's why you see, even, you know, some people might be looking at, man, look at the lead FCAP's got. Look at the KDA on Kyle TZ and such, but you still have to deal with the fighting around these lords, the fighting around the choke points here. And Blacklist, we saw it, right? They try to jump in, they use the Avatar of the Guardian a little bit later, the hard guard on Oheb to kind of sustain that fight because of where he is, even itemization-wise. So those extended fights might come out helping Blacklist with their lineup. But if they don't get to the later portion of the game, it's going to be difficult for them to do it. So FCAP, with this lead, their items really locked in. They'll start up this next Lord here. Saw too, Winter's Crown was picked up by Oheb, so that could play a part if he jumps in the Blood Ode and everything else, even with a hard guard or not.
Okay, Anki the King just waiting patiently for a perfect opportunity to strike. Haji as well, managing the bottom lane. Ultimate of Haji is ready to be expended.
Quarter of health here. Both teams still kind of feeling this out. It's going to go for a reset. And this is exactly why I was saying FCAP will respect what Blacklist can do. They're pushing it.
A fake reset, a joke. Falcons AP Brent gets the Lord. Fortunately for Blacklist, even though they don't have a trade, they're not going to lose anyone though, as Falcons AP Brent works on trying to get the purple buff away from MP. MP still has his red tree, and he's going to secure a purple buff for this potential defense.
Let's think about the defense here.
Okay.
Hang on. Can Blacklist, do they actually have a good defensive lineup with this? I mean, this is not your traditional marksman. It's also not a Harith, which we see so often.
No.
It's an Alice, right? Your Alice is here. You should relatively be able to clear waves out, but the problem is, in certain cases, you're also going to have to be using those ultimates to help clear things out. The Lord in the mid lane, these waves they're lined up, they're managed really well here. FCAP wants to get these base turrets down. You're 15 minutes in, you've got a 7,000 gold lead. Blacklist is on the defense. What can they do but watch the turrets be taken down?
Mid lane turret about to fall down, as well as the bottom lane turret as Blacklist desperately trying to work on this Lord. Q just continuing to spam out the Lantern Flare. Let's see if they're going to be able to pick someone up. Blacklist makes quick work of this Lord. Still saving their bottom lane, inhibitor turret, and Falcons AP Bren again, displaying discipline, but go for the conceal. Okay, let's see. If Hogan's gonna initiate, okay, forcing out Lord J and Black Dragon for MP the King goes in with a hard guard as well. On to Super Marco. They tried to go for bulletproof. Let's see if he's gonna fall down, but they managed to break down the dragon. Super Marco stays alive. Now they're working on Oheb. An immortality pop by Owen with their crowd play coming in from Oheb. They might be able to take him down. Oh my god, Shatter Flicker combination! Bringing down the Filipino sniper. ALJ from Perks just to walk away.
Oh man.
They have minions onto the top. They have minions onto the mid lane. Falcons AP Bren on the verge of winning this game. Falcons AP Bren breaks the momentum of the code and soars forward to the upper bracket finals.
And FCAP will make it happen. what Blacklist International did, and they brought it to game 5. And it all started once again with Blacklist getting game 1 0-16. And they wanted to go the distance, and FCAP did just that.
Hey guys, don't forget, Blacklist isn't eliminated yet. We still have the lower bracket. And this time they show their perseverance, really forcing, pushing the defending world champions to their limits. 5 games.
5 games.
5 games, nice.
Defending world champions. This is not the Blacklist International that you saw in the regular season, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe hints of it, but this is definitely playoffs Blacklist. And as they take their bow here for this series, again, they're still looking for that opportunity later on in the lower bracket. And I don't know, whoever
nominees.
it's FCAP pulling through to game 5. Really good calms as we always go ahead and listen to them. The very well shot call.
Grew up in about the same.
Question is, what do you actually do once your opponent first picks a Suyo? What's the most damage you can do against that lineup, right? Right now, there doesn't seem to be that many straight answers.
Because of the way the draft went, what you do against a Suyo is just play your game.
Play what you know.
Yeah, so you still pick up the Phobias, still a solid pickup here. And the Moskov. Moskov is Aurora's #1 gold pick.
Yeah, and Domin plays it to a T. He has played 1v3s, 1v4s around him, and somehow has survived. He's great dueling with it as well. So, you know what? Master the Basics says we don't need to overthink this, guys. We can just keep doing what we did. We've beat teams with the Suyo already.
I'm the priestess of
that was
primal
yesterday.
lightning, the
And with
hunter
this
of all the
Phobias,
evil gods.
Edward beat Liquid in the opener. So that's something to remember.
Shall reign.
Fanatic ONIC closing up their first chunk of this match will be off the back.
Walking in place. Maybe we have a little more time here, but hey, it's me, Naisu, and Inga.
Opening up.
Slow, but again in the hands of a proper player like Renegade. We've seen him dominate using the Tigreal. He's a setup kind of roamer. Again, that's why he's called the Hitman. And even if he's slow when it comes to the rotation, he can actually pick off, especially when the penalty zone connects on crucial moments. And aid Doming and Demon Kite to just farm up early on, get those objectives that they need, get the necessary the objectives that they need again, and dominate the early game, especially since they have the Julian.
Yeah.
Which in this case, he only needs 3 levels to have his power spike.
I would say for me, the Julian and the fact that you have King Kong on the Suyo, aside from the heroes, that being a very interesting matchup, because you just don't see Julian pop up too often anymore. I can't, the matchup themselves between the junglers, Demon Kite and King Kong, is so exciting because they're very mechanical players, and they love the assassin picks too. Pretty much everyone is playing them right now. But Demon Kite in general, we saw what he was capable of doing even against some of the best junglers in the league. He is one of them, and King Kong now, I would say, when people have been watching him through the regular season. Oh, hold on.
Oh, good catch right away. Kirk flickers
Edward?
in. Edward manages to escape Super Prince with the flicker in, but not going to catch Edward, though. Counter attack coming in from Aurora. They might bring down Super Prince in the first blood. We'll go to you, Fanatic works on to get the turtle, but they're not even done. They're going to catch one more. Demon Kite is going to fall down. They want to extend the lead by taking down Renegade. Renegade's charisma, though, too slow to escape.
Wow.
The attack coming in from King Kong. The version play will ensue here as they also bring down Yue. when you thought that was a good clash, a great clash from Aurora, Fanatic ONIC just turned things around unexpectedly. I thought they were just gonna go for the turtle and that's the trade. Stop it out there.
And that was, again, I don't know if we're going to see it, but a replay would be great because that was so great. They punished Super Prince for missing, by the way, and aggressively flickering. They punished them. A King Kong actually stops the turtle for a little bit, re-engages, gets the turtle, and then they get a couple kills. So FNOP goes up, turns a bunch in their favor. And it could have gone really bad if it was just a punish on Super Prince for flickering forward, but man, that's hopefully a preview of this series as a whole that we have unfolding in front of us. Here we go, jump in from Brusco.
We'll go to the AOG Kelra. Look at the rockets coming in from Kelra, bursting down Renege. That's a great pickoff once again from a very active Brusco. Now, so far, we've been seeing Gacha in the playoffs having a hard time, but Doming, though, getting zoned out by King Kong and Brusco.
See, I'm saying, you know, when you're in Terizla and you're seeing Gacha do that, you're only hoping, you're like, man, I wish I could jump into the air across the map, you know? So it's almost got to be up to you to be like, yeah, I'll take the Avatar of the Guardian, and hopefully I can do that, because Renege essentially, like you said, he's slow, so if the flicker's not available, and you're a roamer, it's not like you're gonna surprise people like an Avatar of the Guardian. Like, they're gonna see you walking over with your huge mace, and then you gotta jump towards them. And if you don't have a flicker, it's much more difficult as a roam Trizla, for example, to pull off that value, that amount of value that, you know, Brusco, as long as his ultimate up, there's value there. So second turtle is quickly going to the hands here of FNOP.
Oh, whoever gets the turtle will get huge value, but Fanatic ONIC, after getting the turtle, wants to go for more. Gonna bring down Demon Knight and Renege, even Edward, despite the Infernal Pursuit, they will catch him. Kirk's gonna pick up a kill on to Edward. No trade once again for Aurora, and now a diversion play. They're gonna send out Kelra and Brusco.
This is very quickly turning into a snowball fest right now for FNOP. Wow, even that. Just threat enough that Domeng actually flickers. Because, look at this, another jump. Oh.
They're depriving Demon Knight of his orange buff, but not just that, he's also going to take his own life. As Kingo once again gets a kill. And now flexing onto Edward. A dominant start for the Sonics.
They're feeling it. Fanatic ONIC Philippines is feeling it right now, and I don't know, man. There's something about this Gacha pick that teams are going to have to do, and that's why it's prioritized so much, right? Because of, look at the amount of pressure. As soon as that ultimate's up, you jump in. You can make a call, put pressure where you need to. Not only that, though, but there's so much map pressure because there's also a Louis Yi. So as the game goes on, you have to deal with a multifaceted approach from Fanatic ONIC Philippines and Aurora. You know, really, that's why they can, like I said, they can play around the fact that UA, yes, he can take one of the ultimates, right? He can take, most likely, that Avatar of the Guardian, but they have to have things really fall into place for them to just go ahead and get a decisive fight started in their favor. Now, with Renege having the flicker available, that's always, you know, it's always an option, but when you continuously fall behind like this, we're talking about a massive deficit for Aurora. It's going to be tough to even fight if they even get that setup right here, because even Demon Knight falling behind.
Another catch from Kirk. Renege is going to fall down. Spear of Destruction is going to connect, but is the damage going to be enough though for Aurora? Now they're taking away once again Demon Knight's purple buff, and in play they're going to catch Demon Knight! Fanatic ONIC just continuing the clash.
Big damn.
Big damn, big plays once again for the Sonics. And this game might not even reach the late game or the mid game, because 7.5k gold lead in under 7 minutes as they take down a turret in the middle lane.
Man, the way they're playing this, you can already see the shots coming out from Kelra here, but I don't know, the way Fanatic ONIC approached this game one, they're looking at it on the first Lord even. That's 3 for 3 turtles, building up the lead here. There's nothing really that they're doing wrong at this point, and Aurora just struggling. I mean, this is where we were talking about. You know, there was a lot of bans towards Renege's hero pool. Oh, here we go. Are they trying to make a play themselves?
Oh, Renege counters out with a penalty zone. But again, is the damage going to be enough? So Kirk's going to get the damage with the Primal Round. Cruiser goes in with the AOG. They're going to bring down Edward. They're going to bring down Renege. And now they have a diversion out there. Oh, they want to go for more. Going to catch you. The as King Kong brings him down and only Domeng remains. They still have their inhibitors and the holy shields for the recalls. The thunder, the lightning shines brighter than the northern lights of Aurora as they want to end this game as quickly as possible. Gonna take down an inhibitor in the middle lane.
I can't recall when I've seen a team play with this much aggression and have this kind of lead this early on. But Fanatic ONIC Philippines is definitely playing like a Sonic here because they're still pushing to the base. Look at the shots even coming out from King Kong with the Queller. So you're still 40 seconds away from this Lord here. And I don't know, they might be, at this point, it seems like Aurora is just they want to make some desperate moves to try to turn the tide.
Yeah, eventually Aurora's gonna lose if Fnatic ONIC plays as disciplined as possible and gets the future Lords. So I do agree with what you're saying. They're just gonna throw a Hail Mary, try and salvage a play, try to make the most out of the situation, because honestly, 8 minutes, even before 9 minutes. Naisu, look at the gold lead. That's 12.9k for the
Massive.
Sonics. Kill scoreboard 15-1. This is scary because I'm pretty sure Fnatic's hungrier this time. We can recall their last regular season series was a loss onto Omega. They want to prove the haters wrong, the doubters wrong. We have diversions coming in from Aurora. Who are they going to catch, though? Again, is the damage going to be enough? Even Kelra trying to bring down Dome. He will. 3 members are down for Aurora. In exchange for Kelra's life, Bruce can go in with the AOJ. And then diversion play for Super Prince. They're going for the minions into the middle lane, and that's it. Game 1 is as fast. This is actually the fastest game this season. 9 minutes and 33 seconds for the Sonics.
I did not think I would see a game end like this fast in the playoffs.
Move across the map. To work. Right?
I think
Good,
he can never be bad in my eyes.
one adjective you can add to that is also flexible, very versatile.
Oh, yeah.
He does not
What was the
care.
number? 16, 17 picks?
16 picks, yeah.
Dear Lord.
And
Record breaking. What is 9:34 or so? So we'll see. Adjustments here. Aegon, how we feeling about the lineups?
Okay, so far, I like that the Terizla is finally on the XP lane in the hands of Edward, because yesterday, we saw Edward rock this Terizla. Huge win, huge gameplay coming in from Legend Zero. And looking back at the lineup rating again, Aurora has a more balanced lineup. So I think they can counter out or at least prevent the early aggression that Fnatic ONIC plans to do.
Yeah, part of this too is, we've seen this a couple times now, like Leo and Rockhart mentioned, the Eve, it's only, maybe 2 players, right, that have found success on it.
Few.
Super Prince and Few being those 2.
Few players.
Yeah, literally a few players. And, for the most part, you want to fight around the box, but I think even regardless of the Eve or not, the big thing here is, once again, Brusco having his hands here on the Gatakacha, this is going to be a problem, I feel like, for Aurora.
Stun onto Brusco. You want to burst him down?
Wow.
But instead, Renegade is the one who's going to fall. First blood will be picked up by Brusco, the one they were targeting. Fnatic is turning it around.
As I was just saying, that is the big thing for me, because right now the teams that do go ahead and grab the Gatakacha, he's a little elusive, because when you are targeting him down, even this early point in the game, and he has a Revitalize, and he's tanky, and then he can get that little extra heal from his passive, it's tough, because you think you're going to take him out, and then all of a sudden, boom, he gets a shot in, passive procs, Revitalize goes through, and then next thing you know, he's half health, right?
Yeah. And also the fast star response, the defense of Brusco to aid him and bringing down Renegade, a Carmilla who's quite tanky, as Brusco is even just holding the turtle. And we're eventually waiting for a King Kong to appear with his Nolan. So But
gonna
let's
be
see.
fine. They're gonna approach this. Edward, like you said, this time around, he'll hold that front side. Does have the penalty zone and the flicker available, so they're actually gonna take this very slowly. Super Prince also waiting around the corner. There's a knock-in.
An onward combination onto Renegade. King Kong just waiting for the perfect opportunity. But still, Demon Kite gets it. Edward goes in as well as Brusco, and Renegade again will fall down. But Demon Kite will get the turtle.
Yeah, Demon Kite gets the turtle. That might be all they're looking for right now. They don't want to give too much over to Fanatic ONIC Philippines. Again, this lineup that they have, especially the fact that we have Renegade on a Carmilla, they want to be able to play into their team fights, especially later on. And what I mean by that, too, is for Domeng to use that Harith later, once that Curse of Blood is used, or UA lands that knock through with the Eternal Guard, then that's great. But they need certain timings with Aurora's lineup, whereas Fanatic ONIC, they have enough crowd control and just kind of innate durability on the lineup that they have that they can actually just fight. They can skirmish. They can be fine. And whether King Kong is there or not, you'd be surprised at how much damage is going to come through between, Super Friends, Kirk, and Brusco, especially because Kirk has the Warcry Emblem, and he already gets the Thunderbelt locked in at this point in the game.
Yeah, he actually likes it when you're dealing damage to him, because eventually, when his passive is stacked,
Yeah.
and he casts his Primal Wrath,
Boom.
oh, you're the one who's gonna need an ambulance.
And that's what I mean, like the durability of this lineup is tough. Whoa, here we go. This is, by the way, real quick, the all-time total damage taken in Mpl Philippines from Season 1 to Season 14. That's a whole lot of numbers.
1.380548055.
That's 1,380,548,055. That's a lot of damage.
So now there's a
Big
race. There's a big damn race between total minutes watched, hours watched versus total damage.
We're all about billions today.
Yeah, billions.
Man, what would I do for some billions?
Billions of what?
Pesos.
Pesos?
Pesos or dollars, whichever, you know? I mean,
You know what I would do? I would get all the recalls of all the teams in Mpl Ph.
that's the first thing you would do if you had
Yes.
billions. All right, you know what?
That means I need a financial advisor.
No, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, at that point, no, you have all the calls. Turtles up here, second one of the game. Back to it. Kirk holding down the front side. Renegade trying to get some vision there as well.
Okay.
They're going to go for this. King Kong waiting patiently. Super Prince also picking up the glowing wand in this. They'll take their time. Is Demon Kite able to get this?
Brusco with the AOG, and this time King Kong gets the turtle. Brusco pops his Revitalize, still wanting to go over to Renegade. Edward goes in with a penalty zone, plus the removal manipulation coming in for Super Prince. And let's see, because King Kong's still working on Yue, and he's gonna bring down Yue. A turtle plus a kill. No trades for Aurora.
Yeah, that time around, Aurora doesn't get the turtle. Unfortunately for them, and you see how slow they're taking those too. Like they're taking that turtle to about half health or a little bit lower. They wait, and then FNOP just like, yeah, we'll fight you. And that's the power once again of having this real world manipulation, having the options to even just jump in with Brusco with the Avatar of the Guardian. Because you can see this, he doesn't even have that first item locked in, but what is there is that Thunderbelt for Kirk. They've got the glowing one, like we mentioned from Super Friends earlier. Counter-Strike only here for King Kong, but the fighting power is going to come later for Aurora's lineup, especially when Domeng starts joining the fights, and they hopefully can play into that Curse of Blood, like I said, from Renegade, but Renegade's nearly having the same experience that he did in the previous game.
Yeah, he's having a hard time easily getting bursted down and targeted down by even Brusco. And I like the dynamic between Brusco and Kirk, because Kirk is the frontliner, the zoner, the vision provider, and Brusco's just waiting for the brushes for the perfect AOG like this. Gonna catch you, gonna get bursted down by Super Prince as they work on the mid lane turret. Now Demon Kite trying to go for a trade, the cross map play up top and down bottom for Domeng, and they will get a turret.
I'm telling you, man, I like the way Leo mentioned it earlier. Kato Ka Cha. Like, this hero is so annoying for the team going against it because you're not even safe under your turret. You always have to worry about where is this guy hero landing on. That's what he's doing.
He's the epitome of tower dive. Literally
He's
diving.
literally a tower dive.
He's literally a tower dive. Might be even tankier than a tower. As King Kong works on the top lane third, but Renegade though, he has a stun, okay. He's gonna wait patiently for the perfect opportunity to strike.
This is his moment, but is there enough follow through and a follow up from this? Turtle's gonna go for a reset.
Crossbow attack onto Domeng. There's a 1v1 between the both laners.
Oh, they're duking it out.
Okay, now good zone here for Energy onto King Kong as Aurora works on the turtle. They will get an uncontested turtle. Now they want to go for more. Working on Brusco. Will there be a counter-attack coming in from Fnatic though? And there was almost a kill from Kelra onto Doming. He was able to cast a crossbow attack but still lacked the damage to do it. He canceled his recall. He wanted to go for Kelra.
Oh, he wants the kill.
The next standard might fall in the hands though of Super Friends and Kirk. There's the counter-attack and the recall from Kirk.
Kirk. Oh man, you gotta love that. You gotta love their recall here. Renegade, does he want to fight this?
Okay, they're able to avoid the curse of blood. Brusco, King Kong, Super Friends is here. New manipulation again from Super Friends. Bounty zone, but Kirk's gonna fall down. They want to go for more. King Kong has to escape. They're up against 4. And there was a trade Aurora was willing to take.
Good fight there. I was a little worried for Aurora, but luckily they rotated fast enough. They got that down. They also got the flicker out from Super Friends, and then Demon Kite swept in, got the Soul Sever off. So that's the thing. It's respectable damage, especially with the Suyo here. It does get the BOD now locked in. So he's got the Hunter Strike, the Blade of Despair. So that damage is starting to come online. Even so for Domeng, it was a very aggressive, I'm going to take you out, Kelra. He got him. And so now he is also in a position where, all right, he's better off, right? He's got 2 of the items that he needs, Starling Scythe and the Feather of Heaven. They're good. At this point, Aurora, if they can catch a member or 2 off from Fanatic ONIC, play into the fact that Renegade, yes, his job is literally get a stun and maybe drop that Curse of Blood. If he can do that, or they follow through off of Edward's penalty zone for these fights when this Lord comes up, that's going to be great for them. But look at this push. Kelra just going full force on this tier 2, unbothered down the bottom.
Yeah, he knows that in terms of 1v1 up against Doming, he's going to have a hard time. Again, this is a Harriet that has an advantage, especially at this part of the game. So as much as possible, he's going to try and avoid those 1v1 skirmishes and make use of the mobility of 1-1. Just go for the current pushes as Fanatic ONIC works on the Lord.
All right, they're going to go ahead and spot out Kelra here. Lord is up at this point. Fnatic.
King Kong goes in with a fracture though. Okay, Kelra just continuing to free hit.
All right, they'll keep him at bay. No one goes and presses it forward. You can still see if they can play around some of the macro, push the side lanes, put some pressure somewhere else, they'll go for it. But with this minor lead that FNOP has, they can play into it. King Kong picking up an endless battle. Edward.
King Kong's up top. Aurora, will they burst down this Lord though? They're respecting the 2.7k gold lead that Fnatic has, and the potential of Fnatic to just go for the kills instead of the objectives.
Just trying to spot out what he can. Knows where Demon Kite is now too, so they'll go ahead and get repositioned. No one really has to commit to the Lord at this point because either team can really just win a team fight, right? There's nothing hugely in favor of Fnatic's lineup except for the fact that, again, rear ward manipulation around the Lord is great. So that's why you see, even for Aurora, they kind of have to worry about where's that setup going to come from, where is also there going to be a jump in. That's always the problem when it comes to these fights. Brusco jumping in. Renegade also holding down the front. He's going to go in for the stun.
Okay, Curse of Blood. Going to be casted, but Kelra though still able to free it. Edward has to use the penalties on the one way. AOD! Connecting on to 2. A double kill from Brusco. King Kong works on Demon Kite as Demon Kite backs away. And a perfectly executed Lord Dance for the Sonics.
I don't know, man. I think Brusco's after the MVP again. This Kanakacha, you can't even run away. You have one way to exit, and he's just like, no, that's not happening. Boom, Avatar of the Guardian. We're going to take a look at the Infinix replay once again of this fight. It was quite messy. Like, Renegade goes for the stun, and then boom, Unbreakable gets the taunt, forces a defensive penalty zone, sees the opening, charges up. Avatar of the Guardian, hero landing, Brusco, double. Like, this is why I don't know. You gotta not give up the Ganakacho in this kind of series, especially with this kind of case. Like, you lose those fights, you lose those battles too easily.
And this is what you were saying even down to game number 1. Like, if the AOG is being casted in your Turisla,
yeah, where are you gonna go?
Where are you gonna go?
You already defensively used
Your
penalty
penalty
zone
zone
and the flicker. Like, you're a sitting duck. You know, you're not gonna get far from that. Here it is again.
Okay, AOG again connecting on to 3 just to zone out, make sure Fnatic will indeed secure an inhibitor turret. Curse of Blood will be casted as well, but Kelra is able to walk away though. in exchange for Brusco, Fanatic ONIC might be able to get an inhibitor in the bottom as soon as the minions will arrive. Variable manipulation coming in from Super Friends though. And Aurora just continuing their immense defense. And now here comes Kelra, trying to work on Renegade. He got no stacks yet for Kelra for the crossbow of Tang, as Doming casts a Zaman Force to make sure to defend the inhibitor turrets.
That time around, Brusco jumps in, hoping that they can at least get that turret off that first Lord. Doesn't happen, so Aurora does go ahead and defend successfully. 1 HP on that turret left, but nonetheless, a good defense given the circumstances. So we have to start thinking, all right, Aurora. They show that they can fight, they show that they have capabilities, and yes, they're down 5,000 gold, but they're in a position where they can at least fight. They can at least go toe-to-toe. Not sure if they'd actually completely win as long as they're fighting into that death box, and that's where this is difficult. Interesting pickup, by the way, the Malefic Gun. This is an item that you don't see often. It was brought up with all those new items that did come up, but not many people will pick it up, and it increases that range, so this is also going to help Kelra, hopefully get that airtime a little bit faster, a little bit easier to get those weak points down as it increases the range. So
yeah, he misses that Beatrix.
Yeah, he misses
the sniper from Beatrix.
He misses the sniper. But you know what? Overall, because Kelra doesn't have to worry about too much. It's more so of what is Aurora going to do and how does he respond from it. And a lot of times when you have this Ganakacha, you just respond to him and where he's jumping in from.
Yeah, it's like follow the leader. In this case, follow the Brusco. Follow the AOG. And for Aurora, the thing is, you have a lot of kit. You have the Curse of Blood, you have the Penalty Zone, a lot even Zaman Force, and of course the ult coming in from Yue. I think at this point, with the lead established by Fanatic ONIC, 6.2k, you need at least all to connect. So you have a chance in going up against the Sonic, especially with the second Lord.
Even with that lead, look at this. They're still going to take some time off this Lord. Not going, oh no.
Renegade goes in with the Curse of Blood onto the backline, but gonna get punished by King Kong with the Fracture AOG again. Coming in from Brusco, but Doming answers right back with a kill of his own as Kirk brings down Doming. Here comes Kelra all the way from the back, working on Demon Kite. Not even afraid to go up against two. Edward's gonna pick up a kill onto Kirk. And a 1v1 between Kelra and Yue. And that's it. King Kong works on the base, but Demon Kite and Edward is here. They have minions onto the bottom lane. It's going to be in hands. Kelra just continuing to work on Edward. Here comes the crossbow of Tang. Eventually he's going to bring down Legend Zero. Legend Zero stays alive. And the defense from Aurora will succeed.
Oh, I thought that was going to be it, man. But unfortunately, not enough. And King Kong was marching in with those minions. But Aurora will live to fight another day. That body of Smith passive really came in clutch there for Edward. Not going down, but right now the Lord is up. FNAP will go ahead and get in position for this. Aurora, it looks like they still want to fight, possibly to try to steal this away or do something. But again, they're just throwing their bodies towards FNAP, really wanting to fight. Oh, waiting for a better result.
Okay, AOG coming in from Brusco all the way to the back. And Demon Kite gets the Lord, but they're going to bring down Doming, Renegade, and Demon Kite. Fanatic ONIC doesn't care about the Lord. They want to go for the kill. Goodbye, Yue. Goodbye. Game 2. Fanatic is on match point.
Took them a little bit longer, but they're going to charge up and wait to march into the base here as they go and show off. They're all charged up.
Fanatic just savoring the moment, and again, thunder, lightning, brighter than the lights of Aurora. Match point for the top seed this season.
Thunder struck right there. They make it look too easy right now. What's going on here? This is definitely a refined version of what we even saw in the regular season. If you could get better than that, but panel, Leo, Rockhart, take it away.
And in a flash of light, Fanatic ONIC, after a false Lord take, wipes out Aurora to hit match point. Welcome back to the Evening Team Tambayan. Leo here, alongside Rockhart. Is it just me or Ian sound a little scared after making that final call?
He did. And I respect Ian and his opinions, but you also have to respect that he said something very, very spicy earlier, and we'll talk about that just in a bit. What they deserve, though, the lightning gods have descended, and I actually didn't know you could improve on what they already did. It feels like they just keep getting better and better. I don't know how they do it. It's just mind-boggling for me right now.
Dear Lord, is that a back-to-back
Yeah.
MVP performance? I mean, it's not
Brusco.
0-16, but over and over again, he threw his body at Aurora, died a couple of times, but still bought so much space for his whole team.
That's right. I mean, he threw his body up on front, but a lot of more bodies hit the floor. And I think at that point, you kind of have to wonder, is that a reason why, is this the reason why earlier in the few matches that we saw as well, Kadokacha did get a lot of attention in these games? And like we mentioned in the first game analysis, man, this is also a reason, an embodiment, right? Kadokacha is like the embodiment of FNOP overall.
That's right. First phase minimum pick. He was picked second for game one, but this time around it was this and Edith, and it was so worth it.
And look at that. Multiple times in this game, Yue could barely make it out of the range of Nolan, and King Kong just gave him the business.
I almost forgot that King Kong was a fragile Nolan. Because of how strong the impact is of Brusco's presence, King Kong can just like walk in, and then there's very rarely anything left there to threaten him, and it's just he's a glass cannon. The Nolan is a glass cannon, but
Right.
with Brusco's tough body
Oh my god.
and just his CC. Look at that, the smile on King Kong face, like, yeah, thanks.
Yes, sirree. And that was also like a big display of the mechanics of Kelra, preempting the knockup of Eternal Guard. Small stuff like that just really add up over time.
This is interesting. Is that a pull yourself together on Kelra's 1-1?
No, yeah, that, I feel like that's the cooldown.
For your battle spell?
Yeah, it's a battle spell.
Is it still called pull yourself together?
I'll have to double check.
All right, but no, that makes sense though.
It's CDR. Yeah,
so that you
CDR
get
for
it
sure.
off of your Inspire. All right.
What about that?
Again, a few very specific pickups for Kelra's 1-1. If you want to try a 1-1 in your ranked games, you also picked up the Malefic Gun. So this does indeed, as mentioned by our casters, allow for you to trigger crossbow tang.
Just add insult to injury, right?
It's a good DPS damage from a further range, given that 1-1 compared to most other marksmen, just MM,
Mark.
in the gold lane, she's shorter range compared to them, so this helps.
Actually, another additional question to that is, I wonder if the range of your ultimate actually will kind of extend a little bit.
Interesting. Yeah, I think
Right?
it should. So
'Cause
you're
it's a
saying
normal attack.
you're saying if they walk out of the original trigger box of the crossbow tang,
Yeah.
will it still click given the passive effect of the Malefic Gun?
Something for us to check later, right?
We can go to the lab for that, but yeah, no.
Yeah, 100%.
Food for thought.
A great food for thought here as well is making his Super Prince's second win on the Eve, I believe. Bro, I mean, the Eve in itself is definitely not the most impactful hero, but if you put it on the hands of like really quality players, it hits different. I can't believe how much it made a difference here as well.
Rockhard, it's crazy. It trapped Aurora into a bad situation when they pick fights. Because look, there's a box for the Harith, there's a box for the penalty zone, there's a box for the Feast of Blood, and if you put up a real-world manipulation around it, you neutralize those effects.
You literally contain it
Yeah.
in a box.
So there's so much that Aurora are doing within a zone. If Super Prince answers back with an RWM, or worse, if he sets up the RWM first, it makes Aurora's layered approach harder to execute.
And all these, exactly. I mean, you're nullifying how many heroes, right? Like 2-3 heroes already with just one ult. It's
Math
amazing.
doesn't check out.
That's like not, it doesn't compute in some terms. But then again, that's FNOP making things look so simple, right? It's so simple for them.
It's these little decisions and how fast they're able to deploy and adjust on the fly along with each other's communications that make Fanatic ONIC the scary team that they are.
And I don't know how they can get better than this, to be honest. It's hard.
Maybe our analyst can tell us more. Auntie Nara, what else can they do better in game 2?
Family is now at match point. Kaya naman isang magandang buhay. My name is Auntie Nara at nandito tayo ngayon sa ating analyst hand wherein we will break down everything that happened in game number 2 between Fanatic ONIC Philippines and Aurora MLPB. We've talked about how proficient Brusco is in terms of using the Canton Kacha. But what matters the most is the fact that F and OP seems to just get whatever the factor is when you have to pick the Gatot Kacha in your lineup. All throughout the match, they knew that someone needed to be in front to tank and soak up all of the damage output necessary so that the Gatot Kacha will be able to set up using that avatar of the Guardian. On top of that, we've seen a Super Princess real-world manipulation that, in a way, enclosed the entirety of Aurora MLBB in that zone, making it easier for the Gatot Kacha to just cast the avatar of the Guardian, taunt them, and in a way, that gave them a variety. But here, in terms of the item progression for both of these teams, what's the most interesting thing to me is the fact that Kelra built the Malefic gun. We were talking about this in the analyst in the panel with Midnight, and we've seen that the Malefic gun gives you 25% attack speed. Not only that, it gives you also added, in a way, range in terms of your basic attack. So I think that's one of the few reasons as to why Kelra chose to go with this item specifically. Nabanggit din na ginamit ang Pull Yourself Together, which ensures na you have another 15% cooldown reduction in terms of your battle spells, and that changed everything for the sake of a super family. But of course, that is only game number 2 between them. Let's head on over more to our host, Mara Aquino.
All right, everybody, let's go Fanatic. Go, go Fanatic. Go ONIC. One more time. Let's go Fanatic. Go, go Fanatic. Go. Go ONIC. At kasama natin dito, eto Matt Hito. Marky, kamusta kayo?
Okay lang, okay.
Okay lang?
Masaya kami, masaya. Masaya.
Hito, ang tagal ka naming hindi nakita.
Nagtatago lang, nagpapahinga lang.
Oh, dati CEO levels, may sunglasses. Ngayon, parang di ka na nagsusuklay.
Wala kami suklay sa bahay kasi wala nang pambili.
Bumalik ka kasi dito sa Mpl Philippines eh. Yun ang sagot. O, sino nga ba yung sinusuportahan nyo?
Ako, isang tao lang si Kelra lang.
Si Kelra.
Si Kelra lang.
Si Kelra lang. Okay. Si Pesty. Marky.
ONIC po,
ONIC.
ONIC.
Siyempre, dating panahon.
TNC pa rin yan, ha? TNC yata yan.
Hair dye. Gusto niya iba-ibang
So if Edward can be ready with that pick,
I wouldn't say. I couldn't say. Maybe not.
yeah, probably right. It's so hard to actually think that.
You protect the overall lineup and you hide the flex, or you just protect Doming at all costs and you reveal who the XP lane and the gold lane is immediately.
100%. The free people here, except for the save for the lane, are meant to just protect one guy.
Yeah,
and this is the last pick.
Oh, they take it away too!
That's what we're talking about.
They were running out of options and they made one choice, and now Fanatic ONIC is going to pick the better of the two. They picked the Harith and the Lilia. Oh dear lord.
I would
Super
say
Prince has uptime up the wazoo.
I would say that's a great move, honestly. Just force out Doming into a weird scenario. 100% Beatrix is gonna go down here like a fly. If you put the Beatrix here,
Oh dear.
so they go Moskov.
Oh yes, he looked throughout the whole debacle. The Moskov was still left open.
So he's still got a pretty good pick for him.
Sure, that is their number 1 best gold laner all season 14 long, but the fact that ONIC picked up the Harith shows me that Fnatic ONIC was willing to give the Moscow.
Somewhat a trade at the same time. It just still feels like ONIC had the advantage here on the draft.
A little bit of a range shortage though for Fanatic ONIC, I gotta say.
I mean, considering Kelro picked up the Harif, yes.
Yeah, they gotta get up close and personal. So Aurora have to entertain these fights.
This is Brendan.
He's known for using the Cho, and at the same time, Demon Kite has been performing well with the Link, plus Yue, and plus Domeng with the Moscow. And just
Whoa.
like that, see, we told you.
The Hitman.
The Hitman scores a first blood onto Super Prince, who, mind you, is one of the top players, not just in a specific role, but all throughout all the players, has one of the best KDAs as Demon Kite tries to go for it.
Oh, Kelra.
Kelra, okay, Kelra with the dash out. Evades Demon Kite. That was close.
Yeah, that was close. Again, going on to the point here, at least for Renegade, like this is, this is the stuff he couldn't do on a Rome, Charizla, and a Carmilla.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing. But we all do know that, because we've seen enough Cho in the current meta, that it is still difficult. It is still going to be crucial that he's able to find the, the marks that he wants to, the kicks that he wants to in the right direction, especially towards the later portion of this game. Because he's also working against a Tigreal who he's been known to really love this season. Oh, Renegade, like I said here, Turtle's up though.
Okay.
Who's going to take it?
Fanatic ONIC just working on the turtle. Tempest of Blades will be casted, but again, King Kong will secure that turtle in exchange for Kirk's live. Edward goes in with a penalty zone to bring down Kirk, but Super Prince answers right back with a kill onto Renegade. They're still working onto Brusco as he will fall down in the hands of Yue. Now Demon Kite can't kill Edward here. They're chasing after him. Will the body of Smith be enough? And I think it is, because Edward will be scot-free.
Tanky enough with that passive body of Smith. But yeah, that was, Fnatic ONIC, King Kong, able to get the objective. Renegade, again.
Oh, and the concussive blast.
Oh, man, this
Will burst down Super Prince.
that's tough, because Super Prince has to just deal with Renegade doing this. And even though he gets, a couple shots here and there, picks up a couple kills, ultimately it's also slowing Super Prince down a bit. And like our panelists mentioned, Super Prince is one of the few players that does still like to go with this Lilia pick and has a lot of, probably the majority of the picks for the season overall for this Lilia. I think it's been
And it's two here. We have 5 members for both of these teams.
all right. Edward also front side Renegade too. Fnatic ONIC Philippines will have to just respect the fact that they could get set on as long as they play. They know that they also just saw that kick from Renegade. He didn't get the kick he was looking for, but it's available now. Domeng picking up Corrosive Sight for this fight. Half health on the turtle. Are they going to get their time?
Hewitt has another realm. King Kong gets the turtle. Thrift Destruction will also connect. That was the blade coming in from Demon Kite. 4 blades, but the damage is not going to be enough. Brusco will fall down, and King Kong with a second skill. Gonna burst down there. And now Renegade has to walk away, being chased by Super Prince. Will he be able to escape as King Kong works on? And that was a kill onto Edward by King Kong.
Fnatic ONIC Philippines just got a whole lot in that exchange for the turtle. Couple kills brings the gold in their favor. King Kong on the hunt.
Oh, not even done. They want to go for Domeng though, but Domeng with a Spear of Misery to make sure to push King Kong.
There's a trade though. Kirk giving a little damage on that turret. Still working on the tier 1s here. Only 1 turret for Aurora. They got on the top side, and they'll continue to try to find what they can. But you're seeing it, right? Eventually, nothing even happening just yet. Renegade will take a couple shots, but he's just going to go ahead and plant himself right there in the face of Super Prince again. It's been all over him majority of this game. So they'll go ahead and get in that positioning. They're going to keep Domeng top side, so he'll join the fight if he wants to. And Demon Kite just there too.
Oh, Yue with the Nether Realm, Cure of Destruction will connect. Edward not on time to cast the penalty, so Renegade gets a kick onto Brusco. Tempest of Blades coming in from Demon Kite though.
Domeng.
Look at Domeng being
King
worked on
Kong.
by King Kong. A double kill for King Kong. Kelro also.
What?
4 members of Aurora went down in the hands of the KK Connection as they take a turret with them in the middle lane. And the lead Aurora established earlier is on Fnatic's side with 1.9k.
I don't know. We got to get a replay of that. That was a play and a half. And also, King Kong, man. What a play. Getting that double. I thought Domeng would at least be able to get him, but he didn't. So, hey. Quickly swinging over in favor now for Fnatic ONIC Philippines. Massive win right there. Just And that fight alone for the third turtle, giving them a big momentum swing. That's going to be a tier 1 going down as well. So for Aurora, you're seeing that struggle. You're seeing almost getting to a point, too, of a little bit of a desperation. What can they find? They can't deal with kind of the pressure that's being set all around from Fanatic ONIC in terms of the team fights, but they should probably play into the strengths of dealing with some of the side lanes for now, pushing where they can. But the pressure now on the buffs is what's problematic for Demon Kai.
Okay, they're going to steal away the orange buff. Now the problem is for Aurora is that the Nether Realm's always being casted early because of the potential of the burst. Now they're actually with the conceal. But Brusco knows this also. They might be able to sandwich Renegade though, but they're going to focus instead onto Edward. Penalty zone defensively with the Nether Realm as well to try and evade the attack coming in from Fnatic. Now they're working on Renegade though. But the mobility of the show is there. He might be able to escape, but Superman's cutting him off. Flickers out, Renegade is alive. The hit man by King Kong with a Queller!
Queller! And there it is, Thunderstruck once again, and they're feeling good. Good attempt at trying to escape, go around everywhere, but Renegade won't get away from that one.
Look at this. Fnatic has time to flex their recalls, which by the way you can buy, because they will get an uncontested Lord. Huge swing, huge momentum boost for the Sonics. Wow.
Man, it's at this point, if you're Aurora with this kind of lineup, you're almost wondering, what do we do here? What can we find? Renegade, he's the guy that tried to get the pick off like we've said, but I said Cho struggles, Salmon Force.
So he goes in right away, working on doming. As Renegade tries to zone them out, here comes Demon Kaito, surveying the scene. Fanatic ONIC gonna play this methodically, gonna wait for the Lord, and eventually burst down the inhibitor turrets, plus the shields have been popped. Fnatic with a 5.3k gold lead, they can easily end this.
We're gonna go ahead and deal with this Lord. Renegade jumps in a little bit. Shields are the goal right now for Fnatic. They get the top one, bottom one too. Mid, it goes down as well. Turrets are still up. A couple poking here from Renegade on the front side. Misery into the wall, but they'll hold on to the base turrets for now, so Aurora will keep things together, at least in their base. But they're still struggling, being kind of outpaced everywhere from Fanatic ONIC.
Yeah, outpaced, literally, outset, outmaneuvered. Fnatic just playing out of their minds again. Beautiful setups coming in from Brusco. And prior to that clash, you could forget the time that King Kong and Kelra both have their respective double kills. So it seems like Fnatic isn't bothered by the huge start, amazing start of Aurora for game number 3. Now for Aurora, what do you do in this situation? Again, going back to your point a while ago, they have an advantage when it comes to macro because they have the Ling, they have the Moskov, and they still have their inhibitors intact. They can go for the macro game, try to create slow pushes, try to create split pushes.
Yeah.
Fnatic ONIC with their mobility, they also know the potential of Aurora that they can do this.
That's almost a problem though too, because with a
When Edward goes in, Edward as well. Salmon Force coming in from Killer as they work on. Brusco with a setup. You again for the Nether Realm. They're going to break down Renegade. Demon Kai still not in the picture here as Brusco will fall down as well. Now they're going to go after you. And King Kong goes after Domeng. Demon Kai is the one left. 1 second before UA respawns here. And Fnatic has minions.
They have the minions. Couple members to defend.
Salmon Force for Kelro working on the minions before the rest of the Aurora response. Temple of Fate coming in from Demon Kai. Fnatic just finishing things off, and they will advance and face Falcons AP Red in the upper bracket finals.
We didn't expect this. A sweep against Aurora. Clean every single game, from the fastest game to the cleanest game. Fnatic ONIC Philippines. What a performance throughout the series. They're looking like contenders to be champions for Season 14, that's for sure, because man, oh man, even that Suyo from King Kong, man, I don't know if it's the parent buff here or what, but I know his dad's got a smile on his face out there. His parents have been here supporting them all throughout the season. But just as a team, it's hard to find a weak point here with this lineup from Fanatic ONIC.
Scary. This version of the Sonics, hungrier, more motivated. And again, you said they're looking like contenders to take the championship for S14.
Yeah.
I gotta say, they're looking like contenders to take the championship in M6.
They're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with if they get there.
Yes.
But one thing's for sure, one of them, either them or FCAP, are going to end up there for sure, right? Because that's who we're going to go against. And man,